He's very fired up as per usual, seemingly unfazed by the mountain in front of him. Here we go!
And the crowd loves it. Fan favorite Fabricio Andre. Without a rash guard, Victor Hugo, the mountain man, big man Flo there on the left, absorbing a bit of an eye poke there, accidental. Well, right back to things, right back to action here.
It's always a little unfortunate to see small mishaps like that happen, but Victor Hugo game for the intensity that ADCC brings. You know, in the absolute division at ADCC, actually he's fighting on mat 2 right now, but we have seen competitors like Lachlan Giles in the under 77 kilogram division take out giants like Muhammad Ali. And right here, Fabricio Andre, same situation. A bigger discrepancy, yes, but same situation. We're looking at literally the lightest division versus the heaviest division here.
Yeah, legends are born in the absolute category, and Fabricio Andre, the big throw by on Victor Hugo. But the margin for error is small in a situation like this. Fabricio Andre has to remain perfect or suffer the crushing consequences of Victor Hugo.
In the corner of Victor Hugo, Rafael Lovato Jr. In the corner of Fabricio Andre, Melky Galvão. Fabricio Andre reaching for a low single on Victor Hugo. Looks like they're going to try to join us here in the commentary booth unless the referee sets them. One thing that's good to note, Chase, is that Fabricio Andre is not taking very many steps back. Like, he steps back when he needs to, but he's really trying to find an opening for an option here.
Yeah, Victor Hugo's being relatively passive. I think he's kind of feeling out Fabricio Andre. Looking for an efficient counter, maybe.
Oh! Fabricio Andre with the duck under and gets Victor Hugo on his back.
That was beautiful, Jake. I want to see that one again.
Oh, and Victor Hugo using the beautiful tilt sweep with the knee in the middle, gets right on top. Here we go, resetting the action back in the middle. 7 minutes, 17 seconds left. Smashing into the guard of Fabricio Andre is Victor Hugo. And look at the guard of Fabricio Andre, spinning underneath, inverting best he can. Victor Hugo continuing to go forward. Fabricio Andre trying to spin underneath.
Had a quick look at the back of Victor Hugo, but needs to be aware of the leg locking abilities of the big man. Victor Hugo, very competent in that department. Has a nasty knee bar, straight ankle locks, you name it, he can do it.
Absolutely. Victor Hugo, a lot of his branding is around the title Big Man Flow. And I would say that, I mean, these two have very good dynamic movement in their guard as well. Victor Hugo showcases that for how big and how long he is in the plus 99 kilogram division. He really does move very well.
Absolutely. Incredible flexibility, great guard work. I just want to tip my hat to Fabricio Andre, though, at this point. He's right in this match. Scrappy as they come.
you know, a really interesting tool that Fabricio Andre used earlier in that duck under. It's very fast. You almost forget how fast he is today because he's been forced in so many technical situations throughout the day, but make no mistake, in the blink of an eye, he can do what he did earlier and duck right underneath the arm of Victor Hugo. Looking for a single leg, but Victor Hugo basically flexes his hamstring and shrugs Fabricio off. Some very fun matchups today in the absolute. If you guys are watching on the multi-mat, you're seeing Felipe Pena and Roberto Jimenez on mat 2, and Tyro Tolo versus Pedro Marino on mat 1. Victor Hugo dives in for a single leg, snatches it up. Look at the tenacity of Fabricio Andre, doing everything he can to withstand this takedown from Victor Hugo. Forced to turtle position right here on the edge of the mat.
And they have reached the points period here. Rolls out of bounds onto the concrete. Victor Hugo powering through. Just a little bonus exfoliation out here.
It's not an ADCC absolute match unless some of it ends up on the concrete, right, Chase?
No, no. Time-honored tradition at ADCC. Now we see Victor pouring on the pressure here from top. Fabricio, though, so compact with his frames, really absorbing the weight well, the pressure.
So far, Victor Hugo has not been awarded 2
Beautiful
points.
Kiss of the Dragon there, or inside Berimbolo.
He might be able to get on top with that, Chase.
It's tough to see if Hugo's going for...
Victor Hugo doing the bench press knee bar.
Yeah, that feels terrible.
That is very scary, especially... And that's a legitimate, viable technique, especially in this matchup. When you have a considerable strength advantage over your opponent, that can be very uncomfortable.
And now going for a heel hook. Knee line seems to be free for Fabricio Andre. He comes up on top, maybe chasing the back here.
I think this is where Fabricio Andre wants to be, Chase. I think that having Victor Hugo on his back with a dynamic guard play of Victor Hugo, I mean, it's very hard to pass the guard of Victor Hugo. But I would say Fabricio Andre would probably like to move around better than having Victor crushing him.
Is the better 2 options, I would have to agree. And I saw Melky Galvao in his corner calling for what looked to be north-south style passing, running around the guard. Now Victor Hugo is very good at closing off the angles, but I think that looks like a more viable option, powering through, let's say, the guard of Victor Hugo. And it's surprising to see Victor not insist a bit more.
Oh my goodness, look at Victor Hugo throwing his legs over the top. Fabricio Andre trying to get up to his feet, but is met by the bum rush of Victor Hugo right into a body lock.
And this is a tough place for Fabricio Andre now. All of his frames have been removed, and Victor Hugo is climbing his way towards the back.
It's everything Fabricio Andre can do to get to turtle position, as Victor Hugo is trying to do the bar bouncer Kimura.
Yeah, sometimes called the handcuff position there. Really limits the movement of Fabricio Andre, along with also all of that top pressure.
And Victor Hugo looking to get that right arm really deep. This is going to do a good job of turning Fabricio Andre flat on his back. And the score is still tied, Chase.
That is true. This is not exactly a scoring position. Fabricio Andre is on his side here. Where Victor Hugo may be thinking simply about the submission here, maybe working his way towards a head-on choke.
That's what it's looking like. This is a tough spot for Fabricio Andre. And it appears that he gets the tap.
That was a tap, it looks like. Fabricio Andre is all right, though. Good sport, man. What a showing for Fabricio Andre. Congratulations to Victor Hugo.
And a great show of sportsmanship from Victor Hugo as well. Fabricio Andre was so game and really impressed us.
Yeah, awesome work from Fabricio Andre and Victor Hugo there. That's the beauty of the absolute category, Jake.
Absolutely, and we really saw the best.
It was
Wagner.
Wagner.
Yeah, we called that one.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The winner of this match will take on the winner of Pena, Roberto Jimenez. Both these guys were in the 88-kilogram division. Nice little foot sweep attempt there by Mourinho.
And a lot of people thought Ty was going to go pretty far in that bracket, me
Yeah.
included. So to see him go out in the first round to a teammate, I want to see the Rotolo brothers grapple, and I want to see him in as many matches as I can over the course of a weekend. So I'm super happy to have him here on mat 3 with us. And Mourinho, he's an exciting fighter too, man.
Oh, yeah. Great guillotines, great
this.
takedowns. And huge wins this year. Wins over Cyborg, wins over Craig Jones. Double gold this year, too, at Worlds. Again, Ty trying to... look at this, just coming over, hunting that guillotine. Ty with his brother Cade in his corner, new 77-kilogram champion, Cade Rotolo. I'll tell you, I really love the way those two work each other in the corner, too. Back to center. Mercy grips right to the tie, and just pulling the head down. It's not even like he's trying to do anything with it other than just make him keep having to posture back up.
Just force him to expend energy from his core, which is the most expensive energy that there is.
Especially when you're going to have 3 more matches with the possibility of one being 40 minutes. Inside, fighting for that inside tie is Rotolo. That worked, didn't it? And look at this. Coming forward hard was Mourinho.
It's just so hard to accomplish anything against Rotolo, either of the Rotolo brothers, but Ty, in this case, he just feels like he bounces off every attack that you throw at him. Just bounce, rolls right out, shucks right through. You go to hit him and his shoulders move. You know, he's just incredibly fluid, even though he's explosive as well.
And you could tell that these two are getting strong now, too. Like, they're starting to develop some strength. Like, before they had, they had these crazy abilities and just kind of lacked any kind of man strength to put behind him and would just get bullied. And, man, just not anymore. Their leg lock, all the holes they had, they've sealed up over the last 2 years. It's so fun to watch these kids grow. I love how he does that, too. Just that little feint to touch it to the inside. Not even to grab anything, just to make you have to think about it. And I love that, too. Turn and just stare at you, make the ref walk you backwards.
Mourinho's made an attempt at that 2-on-1 over on the right arm of Rotolo a couple of times. Hard collar tie now from Rotolo, and they're getting handsy.
Hands to the face is what they're going to call Mourinho for, and you're not going to get Ty to back down no matter what. So you're not even going to see him complain about it, to be honest with you.
No, he likes it.
Yeah. Him and his brother fight way rougher.
I like this rough style of play.
I do too.
I think there's a place for it, man. The thing is, you have to be able to do this and deal with it at least.
Mentally.
To be the world champion, you have
Yes.
to be able to deal with this. You know, you're going to have to run across a guy like Pedro Marinho or a guy like Ty Rotolo on your way to gold at the World Championships. And how you deal with it is everything. They're going to try to pull you out of your game with these tactics. They're going to try to get you emotional.
Oh, nice little drag attempt there by Marinho. And, you know, let's just be clear, too. Marinho gets his hands connected around your head in any type of guillotine, either arm, you're in a lot of time. Wow! 1 minute before points, trying to show some dominance. Level chains and drive through. He didn't even try to hold him down. It's almost like he just wanted him to know I could do that. Look, he just wiped it off with his face.
He's like, I don't want to stop.
And what do they do in ADCC? Go ahead, perfect. That's all we needed. Clear the blood and let's go.
Level change by Marinho.
Jeez, Marinho wants to show him that I can do that too. What a perfect first round matchup for these two. Mo Jassim, you nailed the bracket again, bud. Nailed it. Just an update, Victor
Here comes the double again.
Wow.
Chooses to pull with it and go under to the legs and back to the feet. Here's the, Marinho on the headlock. This is bad news. He can finish anybody from that spot if he gets under the chin.
And if you notice the defense immediately, Ty immediately extended both his hands to Marinho's hips to make sure that he couldn't get his hips under his chest. Made sure that there was going to be nothing more than a front headlock because Marinho was hunting it.
Well, that's a spot where he can put anybody in the world away when he grabs their head. So that's like a home run position for him. So anything that leads to that's got to feel good for him.
Top half of this bracket's going to be Nicky Rod versus Yuri and Cyborg versus Hugo. Again, winner of this match will take on the winner of Pena Jimenez. Again, they're just saying if he's good on the blood, we're just keep him going.
And you see his brother, the 77 champion, Cade Rotolo, in the corner. His corner saying, just go, just go. We want to keep working and keep pushing. Don't give him time to rest.
Those two are such a good corner to each other. It's unbelievable. They're really fun to watch. Marinho pushing forward.
Listen to this crowd getting behind Rotolo.
We are in points here, 30 seconds into points. Snapping down again. Level change for Marinho. And the ref just telling him, just keep cleaning the blood, man. Nice shot by Marinho. Lifts it up.
And he's deep behind the knee here. This is good position. Oh, Ty tries a counter with an ankle pick.
Off the wizard. He got the wizard. Look at him now lowering his head to try to force that out, trying to pick to that far side.
Marinho skips around to the back, though. He's got Ty down to the turtle.
Yeah, now
significant action here for him.
Yeah, and now Ty will be able to get himself guarded, I believe.
Reaching back, looking for that switch.
Marinho following. He wants a mat return, Marinho.
Big mat return. Quick back to the turtle. Quick movement back to the turtle for Ty.
Oh, okay, they have it right there to plug it up real quick. And look at Cade, just like, come on, come on, come on, let's go. All right, they'll restart here from Turtle. Up to the feet here.
He's going to look to catch that wizard and then...
It's so unique how he's able to catch the wizard. Nice little try to sweep
He'll
out
want to
there.
reach back for that wizard and either go Uchi or Harai Goshi. Oh, big. Look at that. Oh, there's the switch.
Man, just over 3 minutes. Hell of a start to this absolute here, BMAC, with the first round matchup with Cyborg and Elder. And now we get Marinho.
Oh,
he's in the guillotine. He's in the guillotine. He pops his head out. He's going to get the top.
He's going to score.
He is going to score. 2 points go to Rotolo. Wow, that was big. This crowd is on their feet for Rotolo.
Immediately, here comes the first hook now.
So you see the referee is trying to wait till there's a good situation to stop. And again, this is kind of more helping Mourinho, not letting it stop just yet, than it is Ty, because it's allowing Mourinho to not have to restart in a static position. And now's a better time for Mourinho, at least, to hope the ref stops.
Yes.
This is more of a static position that you can handle. And this is why they let it go when they do, because they want it to be a situation that can start. It's easier to start from a static position. You're rolling out with an arm lock, like, it's hard to restart that and recreate it. 2.5 to go here. 2-0 for Ruotolo.
Blood smeared all over his face. Absolute savage.
Look at that
He's a
claw.
warrior.
That claw came through.
Look how deep he goes with that knee. Beautiful angle. Throws the first hook with it.
He's going to score off this. Triangled off
There it
to
is.
the bottom side. He's going to go up 5. 2 minutes to go. Just an update on mat number 2. Felipe Pena will move forward to face the winner of Ty or Pedro.
Ty's not going to be content to just sit here and win this thing on points. He's going to be looking to get his arm around the neck or around the face and finish this. He wants to put him away with authority. Minute 25 to go. Ty Ruotolo leading the dance, 5-0 here against Pedro Mourinho, opening round of the absolute.
Look how, he's got the head and arm here.
He's going for that Ruotolo team.
He's got it! Unbelievable! Ty Ruotolo! Katagatami finished from the back.
Ty Ruotolo goes to his signature move. We call that the Ruotolo team around our place.
Ruotolo team. Katagatami from the back. Atos' Ty Ruotolo's going to move on to face Felipe Pena. Wow, what a match. What a match. B-Mac, what do we get next?
It looks like we're gonna get, we might get Miragali and Trator.
They're observant, they understand all the little details, just like I'm sure all of you at home do. And we're about to get started here. Nicky Rod, rocking the all-gray kit. Andy Varela, what'd you call that? Burnt orange? I don't know. Shirtless. And we're about to jump into this thing. Both are great wrestlers. Nicky Rod with the obvious size advantage out there. This should be pretty fun.
And, you know, both of them have great wrestling fundamentals. Andy Varela showcased that with some big takedowns over Roberto Jimenez in the opening round of the under 77 kilogram division. And, of course, Nicky Rod, we don't need to speak about his wrestling credentials. Very effective, especially in the ADCC rule set. I'm interested to see what kind of adjustments Varela will make to mitigate the size advantage of Nicky Rod.
Certainly doesn't want to spend too much time exchanging collar ties, I imagine. Probably stocked from the outside, but easier said than done, of course. A lot of feinting, though, I'm sure would be the preference of Varela instead of going strength for strength for someone like Nicky Rod.
Absolutely, and for those of you tuning in with us after the finals, we're back down to 10-minute matches in the qualifying rounds. That means 10 minutes of regulation, the first half of which there will be no points in effect, and if the score is tied at the end of the 10 minutes, we'll go into a 5-minute overtime, which is entirely possible when both of these two are equally as good at defending takedowns as they are at initiating them.
Yeah, maybe the idea for Varela is to counter as well. Hard to see right now, definitely a feeling out process here. This is Varela's first match of the day. Nicky Rod's already been through an ADCC final.
If I'm not mistaken, Chase, Andy Varela looks like he's chewing gum out there while he's competing.
It's very possible. I had a teammate that would chew a toothpick. Apparently it's an old boxing thing. I couldn't tell you, I haven't boxed.
Sounds incredibly dangerous to me,
It does.
Chase.
Never heard Jeremy though. Shout out to Jeremy.
In the corner of Nick Rodriguez is Nicky Ryan. And also his brother, J-Rod. And, you know, when you have two high-level wrestlers or two high-level jiu-jitsu athletes, in their respective realms fighting each other, Chase. It really, you just see the patient approach that they both take. They're both really analyzing each other, pump faking, looking for small advantages in the tie-ups.
Certainly, as much as we can appreciate a measured approach, they have been warned by our referee here for a little bit too much passivity. There also may be the anxiety weighing on knowing that this could very well be their last match of the tournament. Who wants to leave a stage like this? Of course, you want to end it on a high note there, and so they are definitely picking their punches here, you might say. Varela so far absorbing the strength of Nicky Rod quite well, I would say. You know, he hasn't necessarily risked too much, but he's not obviously been overpowered as of yet.
I agree, and it seems like in some of these tie-up exchanges, he's the one really ripping Nicky Rod's head down. Of course, we're a minute, 35 seconds away from points coming into effect in this match, so we'll see if perhaps both of these two gentlemen are biding their time for the points to come into effect, and then we might see some real explosive takedown action. Remember, guys, we're back to 3 mats here at the ADCC World Championship, so you guys can follow along with the multi-mat technology, follow along with this absolute bracket at arena.flograppling.com. Oh, big jump from Andy Varela. You know, I was actually backstage just now before the Absolute Division started, Chase, and I saw Andy Varela warming up. That man has a vertical. He can jump very, very high.
Yeah, he's so athletic, right? You see it all the time in the clips he posts. He matches every bit of aggression that he has with some athletic ability going behind it there. Very dynamic grappler. And I think you were onto something there when you spoke about waiting for the points to kick in. I could see that becoming a crucial factor here. Just 5 seconds left until that takes place.
You know, here at ADCC, the rule set is all about enforcing, promoting action, going forward, trying things. Oh, we see some heavier collar ties out of Nicky Rod now, a right and then a left. And Andy Varela returning it over the top. Oh, they're getting more physical out there, Chase.
The intensity has ratcheted it up ever so slightly here.
Oh, and the first shot of the match goes from Andy Varela, met by a sprawl. And Nicky Rod taking the match to the ground and immediately into a body lock position.
What a beast, right? You could definitely see the power from Nicky Rod coming out of that one. Now entering into what's become a staple of his game, the body lock passing system he has here. One thing to watch is really the hip mobility of Nicky Rod. He can really articulate those quite well for a bigger athlete and show us some dynamic movement here despite being literally locked to the trunk of his opponent.
That's a really good point, Chase. He used that to great effect earlier in a really big upset victory versus Felipe Pena in the semifinal of the division of 99 kilos.
Wow, Varela looked confident and scrappy on the feet. I think this is going to be a very difficult situation for him to overcome.
Oh my goodness, and there, just what you were talking about, Chase, that hip mobility while maintaining the body lock.
That makes the score 5-0 for Nicky Rod here.
Really beautiful work. Andy Varela trying to get back to his side and get that bottom knee in, but he's still in that body lock. Body lock, something Nicky Rod has instructionals on as well, and he's really showcasing his knowledge in that area here at this tournament. And Andy Varela, a competitor known for his high-flying, dynamic style, but also a very knowledgeable leg locker. We'll see if he resorts to that and trying to create some openings in that area as this match comes to 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. He might have to pull out all the stops here to stay alive in this absolute bracket.
A little bit of a sly grin there on the face of Varela. He's having a good time despite being maybe down. Why not? Soak it in out there. This is one of a lifetime experience, or at least maybe just the first of many. Who knows? But in any case, Varela is in just a bit of trouble here. Nicky Rod going back to the well, back to the body lock passing, and looking like a lot to handle, let's say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think every single competitor here can hang their hat on. They were a part of the biggest jiu-jitsu event in history, and there's another pass for Nicky Rod. And having 10,000 people in attendance here, 10,000 plus people in attendance here at the Thomas and Mack Arena in Vegas for every one of these athletes. It's got to be an amazing, amazing feeling. And Nicky Rod putting on a passing clinic in the first round of the absolute. Now into mount, looking for the arm bar. 11-0, Chase. My goodness.
Nicky Rod just flowing through the positions now. 14-0 with 1:15 left on the clock. Looking to collect an arm here, Varela. Maybe thinking head and arm choke.
And Varela's been having to carry the weight of Nicky Rod this entire match. Now the arms are, Nicky Rod is able to lift the arms of Andy Varela just a little bit easier now in the later stages of the match. It's got to be very tiring carrying the weight of a big, strong, athletic grappler like Nicky Rod. Here we go, Andy Varela finding a little bit of space here with 35 seconds left.
The tenacity of Nicky Rod fighting for that body lock. He knows exactly where he wants to be on top. Crushes the space. And you can see Varela really taking a just defensive posture here, framing away where he can. More or less doomed to his fate at this point.
It's been a tough road. He held his own on the feet, and Andy Varela is such an exciting competitor. We're going to see him back very soon. He's always game. But today, in the first round of the Absolute Division, he met a very determined and very powerful Nick Rodriguez. 17-0 victory, and he'll move on to the next round of the Absolute.
Absolute. Both taken out in the first round. All right. We are underway here.
And Cruz won't back down from Cyborg. He will come after him with aggression.
Cruz actually did win a match. He
did.
He beat Patrick Gaudio and then lost to Duarte. Cyborg fell to Haisam Rita by submission in his first match. This is going to be interesting from the feet, B-Mac.
Yeah, I think Cruz,
Cyborg's not going to back down to him.
He's not, but I think Elder Cruz is going to have a lot of opportunity to get in and score on the feet here. I mean, he's very strong with his wrestling, very good. But that size advantage, and then of course just Cyborg's
experience
and phenomenal posture.
Yeah.
He's so hard to move around.
There's a collar tie from Cyborg. Now they'll go palm to palm on the other side.
Cyborg uses that to try to rip an underhook.
Mercy grips here.
Cruz with that inside head position there. He brings his head around to the side of Cyborg to make sure if there's any action that he's got the inside track.
Trying to drag Cyborg forward there is Cruz.
And some side-to-side movement, circling.
Yo, I
with him.
dig that with that, right? Pulling the head out of position by your feet movement.
There's the head position again from Cruz. If he can get that head position, he can catch Cyborg reaching right there. It might open up a cheap underhook for him on that side, and that may be exactly what he's trying to do.
Just under 2 minutes into the first round of this absolute matchup.
Yeah, he's had Cyborg on his heels a little bit here. Moving him around.
Yeah, I like how he does that side to side.
Now the double collar tie hanging heavy on the head.
Saw a lot of that this weekend too. We saw a lot of that from counterpart to Cyborg, Wagner Rocha, right? That tie clincher is just constantly pulling down. And again, but look, it's so hard to break that posture of Cyborg. There he goes. You say they pull it around and he shucks him off.
He's strong all the way through his spine.
Yeah.
Carries all the way through his neck.
Nice level change in here from Cruz. Digging Cruz's movement and how he's handling this hand fighting and pulling the posture of Cyborg. Oh, man, nice feint.
Some reactions now from the veteran.
Elder, very good trials runs. Man, following it up with that secondary hand too.
And he's just probing, seeing what's going to be available.
Reactions, right? Trying
That's
to see
right.
some reaction. What kind of reactions he's getting?
Just like throwing a jab or just like feinting with your hips.
Wrist control here from Cyborg. Backs off again, palm to palm. Tie clinch again here, about a minute and a half from points in the opening round. This absolute division for the shot.
Cruz is the smaller athlete, but he's really doing most of the work right here. When he gets a chance, he's hanging on Cyborg's head. Here comes Cyborg with a quick shot.
Oh, nice.
And now Cruz turns it into a single.
That was beautiful, right off just that little, you know,
Right
it's
in
not
the
like he had
pipe.
guillotine or anything like that. It was just like front head control and
Look at
snaps
that
down.
perfect head position by Cruz.
El Monstro holding center position. Definitely been the aggressor thus far. Dude, Thomas and Mack Center still packed. It has constantly had 10,000 people in here for 2 days straight.
It's been an unbelievable experience.
Really has.
Just the grandeur and the spectacle here has been the experience of a lifetime, honestly.
At Joe Rogan here today, yesterday. One of the sponsors for ADCC this year.
Yeah, I like to say he's the sponsor of our mat.
Of our mat,
logo's
yes.
Right in front. We're over here on Joe Rogan Mat 3.
All right, we are into points now. No warnings have been given. And listen, they were on the feet for 5 minutes and not a single warning given.
Yeah, you know what? At the 5-minute mark, Cyborg reached out and got a little slap, little greeting from Elder as if to signify, okay, now we're doing it.
Time to go. Trying to fight for that inside tie is checkmats Elder Cruz.
I think we'll see a lot more urgency in this last 4.5 minutes from Cyborg.
Winner of this match will take on the winner of Victor Hugo and Fabricio Andre. Man, we have 166. Yeah, only one 66-kilogram competitor in it, in Fabricio Andre. He was eliminated at day one,
Both
second
fighters
round
just
by
got a
Diogo
warning.
Pace.
Referee needs to see action. Elder
So,
changes levels.
Both got dished a warning, right? Both dished?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, there you go. Cyborg, little level change. Oh, nice answer back there from Cruz.
Yeah, Cyborg, he's changing levels, but he's not really getting underneath the
Yeah,
hips.
yeah.
So
he's not starting
he's-
that drive.
He's
Oh,
reaching, and now
nice.
look at the
And
difference
Elder
here.
swinging to the outside, scoops that single up.
He's behind the knee. Nice grip here from Cruz. Cyborg looking to counter. Good head position here from Elder as well.
I'd like to see him shelf this to the outside, like in front of his hips, so that even if Cyborg went to go away, at least his
Creating
back is
movement
what's,
here.
yeah.
That's exact. Look at this.
Back and
Excellent
forth.
work by
Oh,
Elder.
works it to
Creating
the
movement, tries to
outside.
run the pipe.
Nice.
Continues through. Boy, nice play by Cyborg into the front head position. Elder right back to the feet. Excellent work. Both men, good action. 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go here in this opening round of the Absolute.
Top half of this bracket, Nicky Rod and Andy Varela, Yuri Samoz, Lachlan Giles, Cyborg and Elder, and Hugo and Andre. Collar tied to the inside for Cruz. Again, both have been issued a warning. They'll get one more before penalties start.
Cruz pushing Cyborg around. Cyborg circles out as just to make sure the referee sees it. He's not letting him just shove. He's not going to shove me out of bounds. That's right.
He even kind of looked over at him like, I'm not going out. I'm
Make
moving
sure
to
you see
center.
how I'm doing this, ref. I'm not letting him push me out of bounds. I'll at least circle back to the center.
Yeah. All right, they're going to give a second warning to Cyborg.
Okay.
So he's in penalty territory now, and you see Lucas Leitch in the corner saying, put the pressure on.
Approaching the 2-minute mark.
Yeah. Ready with that sprawl was Cruz.
Cruz playing for the
Man.
elbow control. Tries to use it to grab a single.
Couple times he's been able to do that little shuck by, and he changes levels quick enough to just elevate that leg, but Cyborg has done a great job. Cyborg has done a great job of level changing out to that. Back to center here.
Cruz trying to assert control of at least the playing area.
Yeah.
He's been able to push Cyborg out of bounds, and you saw a bit of frustration there as he did it on this side here by the table. And I'm glad they didn't crash into us.
Yes. We haven't been in trouble at all.
Oh,
I just jinxed the hell out of us just now. Minute and 20 to go. No points scored yet. We haven't hit the ground just yet.
This entire match been contested on the feet.
Look to touch that leg there with Cyborg. No real level change. Heavy collar to the inside from Cruz. Again, tries to snap.
We'll see one more big play here from Cruz before the time expires.
Level change again. Again, just touching them legs.
There's the drag.
Collar to the inside here for Cyborg. Former Absolute champion. Cyborg's won this before. Cyborg's been in the super match before.
15 seconds to go until the overtime period.
Cyborg will be going into that with 2 warnings.
One for Cruz.
All right, here we go. First OT of the Absolute. Cyborg's got to watch that taking step backs and circling. It really has to be forward motion.
And look, a bladed stance here from Cyborg.
Yeah. Which, just to update, Matt number 1, Nick Rodriguez will move on to the quarterfinals.
Big win over there,
Yeah,
17-0.
17-0.
It's the most points I've seen on the board all weekend.
Well, they're holding center position here. Now Cyborg moving forward. Oh, snapped outside on that single again.
But again, it's another initiation from Elder Cruz. Grabs up the single this time. This time behind the knee with his grip.
Bit tighter on it this time. This is probably the tightest one he's had so far.
Looking to create some movement. Good head position in tight.
He's tried to use that head to off balance, but easier said than done with Mr. Abreu. Again picks up that leg. I mean, I have to imagine he has picked up this leg enough to get the decision if this were to go 0-0. Now, this is what I'm talking about. To the outside to expose the back. It's exactly why I was talking about shelving that leg. When you put that leg to the outside, their only choice is to move away from you with their hip and back exposed. So when you can shelf that leg in front, it gives you a lot of opportunity not only to finish the takedown, but exposure to the back of your opponent. I didn't mean to get that excited.
Hey, man, please get excited. That's what we're here for.
Just over 3 minutes to go here. Oh, nice shot from Cyborg. He's in on the single.
Heavy sprawl.
Oh, wow.
Excellent work. Using his hips to defend that. Pulling back out into our front head, and he's going to try.
He went Katagatami there, defended by Cyborg. Pushing forward here with the inside tie is Cruz. Again up on that leg and attacking forward. Back to center here, 2.5 minutes remain. Immediately you see Cruz pushing forward. Oh, again, nice shot from Cyborg. Better bite on it this time, able to get up with it. Nice sweep back.
Big play by Cyborg.
Wow. Almost to the back of Cruz here, hook in. Look at this, Cruz is gonna have to address that secondary leg. You see Cyborg kind of waiting in the wings. There it is, trying to get it over top. Cruz, good job with that left hand, keeping it extracted. That was a very deep single by Cyborg, able to pick it all the way up, work up to the hip, and now finds himself close to a 3-point move.
You could see Cyborg waiting for his moment. And as soon as he saw it, he made the play.
Trying to get body triangled off here. He has his feet connected. He's got, there it is. Oh, he's gonna score on that. Man, what a comeback here for Cyborg late in the match. 1:30 remains, he gets his 3. So, all right, B-Mac, I'm just gonna bring up a little rule thing here. So remember, he's got 2 warnings,
yes.
Okay? So if he were, we saw this happen with Duarte and Craig Jones, where if he is not trying to actively finish from here, he's gonna start these negatives fairly quickly.
With a minute left, it's not going to probably play into the result.
Okay,
though.
and now we definitely. Well, what it does do is if he would have given up 1, now it's a single score that can even get it back to a tie. Yeah. North-south here, very big on the flank passing is Cruz.
And he can score with a pass here.
Yes, he can.
Tie this thing up. He's got time to do it.
And not only tie it up, but again, he's done a significant amount of work, in the first part of the match until Cyborg got to that single. Just an update, Yuri Samos moves forward on mat 2. He will face Nicky Rod. That'll be a rematch.
Elder
Rod
Cruz
does have a win over him.
Down to this last minute. He's got to pull something big off. He really needs a 4-point move at this point to win this match.
Yes, and that's going to be so difficult right now. 10 seconds. We're going to see Cyborg moving on here to face the winner of Hugo and Andre. And Roberto Cyborg Abreu, your winner by a score of 3-0. And moving on to the second round, to the quarterfinals here in the absolute bracket. Again, he will face the winner of Hugo Andre. Now coming to our mat, we are gonna get.
It looks like we're gonna get Marinho and Ty Rotolo.
We're gonna, finisher at the -99 kilogram division.
winner of this is going to have their hands full with Badani on the other side. Badani's, I mean, he's on an absolute rip all weekend. Gold medalist now.
Teammate of Marigali.
That's right.
Man.
Ooh, these guys are going to come out hot.
Yeah, they are. Trattor coming out a lot crazier, or not crazier, but a lot more aggressive than I thought he would.
Good hard leg kick there by Trattor. Fajeda. Man, aggressive with those legs. Changes levels, driving through. Looking to put, man, he wanted to put Marigali on the ground,
Looked
off
like he
the
wanted to
mats.
put him in the bleachers.
Yeah. Looked like he was intending to run his head through the concrete. And Marigali's like, you know what? I think I'll have a seat, dude.
You know I'm good here too, right? Uses that length so well. You saw some of the unique stuff that he's able to do from the guard, with just using his legs to manipulate his opponent's balance is just incredible. And the addition to, you know, the new wave influence on Marigali is incredibly apparent in his no-gi game.
You know, Trattor, he's a phenomenal player. He's a medalist here. And he hasn't had the weekend that he's wanted to have so far, but he's looking to get through this guard now. Underhook and looking to drive through. Look at those hips flat. Marigali may be trying to throw up to an omoplata on this other side, though, if he can free his inside space on the left. Thought about a triangle.
Back up to a split squat here is Trattor. Trattor, black belt under Marcelo Garcia.
High knee shield leads into the closed guard for Marigali. Very nice work, and this is a great spot for Marigali to launch his offense from.
See, do you see even the head pulls there?
Yeah.
Right? How just constant. It doesn't matter where you are. They're constantly trying to off-balance you. And if that means taking your head in the guard and moving it side to side,
So be it.
exactly.
Listen, the first rule of engagement is that you've got to do work the entire time that we're out here on the mats together. So once you slap and bump with Marigali, you're agreeing to a social contract that says that you're going to be working the entire time and you're just cool with it. If he's on the bottom,
Right.
you're carrying his weight. If he's standing, you're going to carry his weight.
And he doesn't get tired of it either. Like, you don't see him let up on that.
Well, he lives for it. That's why he's here.
Trattor, arm stuck there in that overhook. See him trying to address it,
And check out that hook from Marigali,
right?
using those butterflies on the inside.
Where he takes that left leg and he was actually wrapping it over and lifting the ankle on that far side. Crazy.
Something we used to see out of Trattor's coach, Marcelo.
Yes.
He used to take that, use him from the butterfly close guard to stretch the guy out and then throw his butterfly hooks in and build his game from there.
Looked at the hip off that shotgun grip from Marigali. Switches
play.
back to the other side.
Marigali likes this. He tried to throw a quick triangle on Trattor last time we saw this position. Uses it now to get back to the closed guard. Knee up the middle and a high knee shield against that by Marigali. Looking to K-guard the other way.
Beautiful.
Spins through to the
Look
leg.
at this. Trying to put it to.
And he's forcing the
Yeah,
reach
he's
there. He's
trying to-
forcing it to the outside.
Forcing it to the outside to look for the outside heel. Oh, Trattor,
Excellent
very
work.
nice. Brought his hips forward just enough to pull him right back out. That was a nice setup there from Marigali. Again, you can watch all three matches going on right now. If you go to Flow Zone, you can choose that multi-screen and pull up all three matches.
Marigali trying to drag Trattor down into that closed guard, but Trattor refusing. Marigali switching off to the De La Hiva, creating some off balance now.
And watch how he'll even grab the head from his De La Hiva. If it's low enough, you'll just see him backhand it and like paw it down. Right there, you see him? See how
Yeah.
he's got the hand on the back of the head? He'll just keep pawing you from there.
Listen, you
Look
got to
at
carry the weight the whole time.
Yes.
That's the rules. That's the rules when you fight Marigali.
Rules of engagement with Marigali, carry the weight the whole time. 2-on-1. And he's always, too, with both of his legs, he's always throwing this reap on, right? Always just this slight reap he's throwing on your knee when his knees connect, or when his knees connect on one leg.
Such phenomenal dexterity for such a big
Yeah.
guy as well. I mean, look, now he's playing with this mantis on the outside of the De La Hiva.
About 15 seconds to points here. Again, winner will go on to face Giancarlo Bodani, the new 88
Ooh, nice elevation there. Trattor just kicking out. Really looking like Marcelo in some of those exchanges. Really seeing that influence on his game.
Oh man, he's
no,
out.
he
That's
spun
it.
out. He tried to spin out of a, oh no, he popped his knee.
That's it. All right, your winner gonna be Nicholas Marigali. So we are gonna get to see the teammates, B-Mac.
Oh man, you just hate to see that. He tried to make an explosive movement against those powerful grips of Marigali. That's why you can't do that. I mean, that's why you're stuck, man.
Marigali will move on by injury default over Trattor, and he was going to have to take on his teammate and new champion, Giancarlo Bodani.
That's going to be wild.
A replay here, some of the highlights. Yeah, Trattor came out on fire.
I hope we can get a look at exactly what happened there. I didn't have a look on the other side. So there's that K-guard.
Round. Very tall competitor, Haitham Rida.
And he knows how to use his length very effectively, both on the feet and from the closed guard. He has a very, very dangerous closed guard. Always hunting for triangles and arm bars, but Giancarlo decides to negate both of those aspects and himself pulls guard.
You know, Giancarlo has had some wars throughout this tournament, but the conditioning of all these athletes at ADCC is second to none. He looks fresh out there, Chase.
Yeah, these guys want to be here too. I mean, they've been competing all weekend long and they just can't get enough.
In the corner of Haitham Rida, David Garmo down there at Assembly Jiu-Jitsu in Detroit. And in the corner of Giancarlo, of course, John Danaher. Giancarlo putting his elbow in the face of Haitham Rida a little bit there. Trying to stifle him and prevent him from bringing any forward pressure. As I say that, Giancarlo using that reverse De La Riva. Haitham Rida has a little bit of a grip over the right foot of Giancarlo and what looks like just a conventional straight ankle lock. We saw earlier with Owen O'Flanagan and Giancarlo Bodoni that Giancarlo is very apt to floating submissions. Anything hanging out there, he can snatch up at any moment. He was in the middle of a leg entanglement in that particular match and just snatched up a beautiful toe hold.
Oh, looking for a flying
my
armbar
goodness.
from Haitham
Oh,
Rida,
but
but
that could've been
Giancarlo's
bad.
over the leg now.
He's able to clear his knee line. But now we see Haitham Rida on his back.
Nice use of the stack here for Giancarlo, but he's got to be careful of what Haitham just showed there, shooting a triangle. Right now, though,
Haitham a very
all Bodoni,
aggressive
that leg staple looking very nice.
Yeah, sorry about that, Chase. I was just saying that Haitham is such an aggressive competitor, right? He throws up things so fast, and all of his attempts are very explosive. And here we see a potential look to the side.
This is a risky situation here. Giancarlo's got his eyes on the back.
Great passing from Giancarlo Bodoni. He used that We saw a lot of that here today, right, Chase?
Yeah, the 88-kilogram champ has shown us a lot of good stuff this afternoon, all weekend long, actually. Technically not getting passing points quite yet, but that may not be what Giancarlo's even interested in. Chasing the arm at this point.
It looks like this could be the end, Chase. This is such a tight position. He's got a grip secured around Haitham Rita's left arm, and now the legs are locked. Arm is completely immobilized, and there he gets the tap. Giancarlo Bodoni's moving on to the next round.
What a clinical finish there, Jake. Amazing technique.
And it looks to me like he's hardly breathing heavy. Very measured approach. Waded through the guard of Haitham Rita. Haitham put on such a great showing this tournament. Had the crowd going absolutely wild on day one, but it'll be Giancarlo Bodoni moving on to the next round.
You got to think he's bringing that.
Seems to be really his weakness. But Will is, Philippe is good to get into the legs, but he doesn't finish a lot. He's not like a heel hook hunter. So we'll see if he just says, hey, I know what the tactic should be and goes right after it, or what. It'll be the speed of Jimenez because he is very fast.
And Roberto, with the counter there is Felipe Pena.
That was a very nice counter. Look at this, though. Roberto coming out the back door. And then on a triangle.
Roberto Jimenez on the attack. Wow. Man, this kid is something else.
Yeah, he really is. He's very, very good. I mean, he uses his underhooks really well. He's just a very talented young man. But
Pena on the top of Jimenez. Jimenez has got such a dynamic, unorthodox game. Loves the back take. Not afraid, to attack anyone in the absolute division. Look at him. Just trying to take it to Felipe Pena. His only Achilles heel, I think, Roberto, is literally his Achilles, which is his leg lock game.
Yeah, that's right.
That seems to be the only thing that gets him submitted. But aside from that, he's got such well-rounded jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He can do takedowns. He can do guard. He can take your back in a split second. And he's taking it to Felipe Pena. He's not afraid.
Yeah, Felipe with these. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's
Pena with the clean takedown. Oh, Roberto looking for a buggy choke, it looks like. How great. Oh, he's got it. No, he almost had it there for a second.
Not now.
Yeah, you're going to have to be really, really talented to catch Felipe Pena
in
a buggy choke.
Felipe has cross-side with that far. That doesn't have the far arm isolated yet. He's going to have to pass the right arm over the other side of the head. There it is. Now he's got that far arm isolated. So there's going to be Kimura attacks. There's going to be triangles.
Don't forget, guys, you can watch all three mats at the same time of the Absolute Division using our multi-mat technology. We got Pedro Mourinho, Ty Rotolo on my left. Fabricio Andrea, the Hokic versus Victor Hugo on my right. And front and center, Felipe Pena. Now in north-south on Roberto Jimenez.
Felipe is trying to get this triangle, but he needs to get the other arm isolated. That's good hip control by Jimenez there. Now there could be a Kimura coming here. Let's see. Nope.
Under the side control of Felipe Pena in less than 4 minutes is not where you want to be. But then again, props to Roberto, for stepping into this bracket.
Yeah, we'll see if Pena slides that right foot right through the middle to the mount. That's what it looks like he's doing. There's always Kimura attacks there.
Pena now advancing to mount.
Yeah. Jimenez tried to time a bridge there, but I think Penna just too big and too good a position. Now he's got head control. There's Penna. Cross-legged mount. You want to make your mount better. Cross your legs when you're down low and walk one arm up. You'll stay there for a very long time, as right here as Penna has done. So Katagatami is either going to go Katagatami or an arm lock, and Katagatami just so much safer. Jimenez did a good job to put that foot back, but let's see if that was just part of Philippe's strategy, just to buy some time, because he's not going to score until after the 25 seconds are left, and then he's going to have to remount. But he's in good position. He could easily post this left hand, straighten the left arm, right there. Straighten that left arm over the head. It'll pass his chin. Yep, there he goes. He'll post the left hand, extend it straight. He'll be able to pass his head to the other side of the elbow and start to look for that Katagatami. And if I'm Penna, there's his leg pummel off, so he'll go knee on stomach, and then he'll remount.
Less than 5 minutes in this matchup. Penna dominant mount on Roberto Jimenez. Brazil versus Ecuador.
Oh, and Jimenez timed that bridge really well.
And technically isn't that an escape, so.
It could be, actually. Now Penna coming up.
Retaliating and coming back. Yeah, Roberto did get 2 points for the reversal. If you reverse from mount in ADCC, that's essentially considered a reversal, and you get points for it. But Penna is now on the back of Roberto Jimenez. Man, Roberto's just got such squirrely defense there. But Penna just wrapped his arm. He's got a hook in.
Now he threw those hooks in as Roberto tried to get out, and so this will be full mount now.
Yeah.
Back into full mount, cross-legged mount for Penna. Should dominate the face and then begin walking an arm up the body. Two to two. Penna could easily leg pummel off. There, he's done that. Now I might have to remove the knee off the floor. I'm not really sure if they should give him knee on stomach, but I don't. Maybe his knee was still on the mat.
Passes right to mount now, Penna.
It's good thinking for Penna to put the knee on the stomach, but maybe it didn't take it off enough. He's got to get that knee to the stomach, I think, is what the problem was there. Just the criteria of I was here in the trials one time, and I had to unmount and do the exact same thing. And so there's a slippery slope there. Now he's going to get points if he's there. He got the two. He's got that far arm all wrapped up. He's got Jimenez's up near arm in good position.
Man, Jimenez has not stopped moving, not stopped trying to escape. Look at him being stretched out upside down, trying to get on top of Penna now. Jimenez gets stuck one more time. Penna cannot just seem to pin him down anymore. Jimenez just keeps getting out. Minute and 45 seconds left. Roberto trying to invert, attacking the leg now. Ten to 2 for Felipe Penna against Roberto Jimenez. So the winner of this match will face the winner of Pedro Marinho and Tai Rotolo. That's going on right now on mat number 1. And it looks like Tai is up by 2 points, so we could potentially see Pena versus Tai Rotolo in the next round. How crazy is that, Sean?
Yeah,
Williams?
it is crazy. If Pena could step over, well, he's not going to. He's going to play pretty conservative, I think, in nature as far as getting himself out of position.
.34 seconds left in this absolute showdown. Felipe Pena. Oh, Roberto looking for a little buggy choke again.
Yeah, Pena's got that left arm pretty wide, posted very, very wide. So
yeah, it's
blocking the hip.
there.
Yeah.
13 seconds left. 13 points for Pena against Roberto's 2. Valiant effort by Roberto Pena, but just not enough to defeat the champion from 2017.
Right.
And there you have it. Felipe Pena is your winner and will advance to face the winner of Pedro Marinho, Tai Rotolo, which looks like it could be Tai Rotolo as he's up 5-0 on the back of Pedro Marinho. Going to take a look at a replay coming up here in a second. Dominant performance by Felipe Pena. Roberto wasn't afraid to try and take him down.
Yeah,
Pena with a little reversal
that
there.
was beautiful, Kouchigari.
Yeah. Roberto just squirrely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Absolute Division. And this is the epitome of the Absolute, the star from the Absolute of 2019, Lachlan Giles against Yuri Samoes here in Las Vegas. Sean Williams, how pumped are you for this one?
Yeah, and weren't we calling his matches? Maybe we're his good luck charm here. Look, he's got to get those legs inside of this position. Yuri's got to keep the head in the middle. Trying to pull himself into an arm there.
Lachlan Giles was the giant slayer of 2019. The superstar to emerge from that competition. I wouldn't say, somewhat unknown, but definitely not as recognized following 2019 after he submitted multiple world champion black belts with an insane leg lock game.
Yeah, that is correct.
But Yuri Samoes is on the attack, looking for that north-south passing as we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, so inverted guards, you either got to keep your head on the stomach and then just keep your hips way up in the air, and it just sort of breaks down that inversion, that backwards inversion. Or you have to walk back around. You got to pin the heels to the ground. There, Yuri's trying to get his little head's a little high, right on the belly button, really. You're just going to post up. He's doing the right thing. He's blocking Lachlan's legs from coming into the inside, and he's just like staying there. Now he's had to clear himself away because the feet came in. Lachlan is very flexible there. Or you've got to pin the feet and then staple it and then actually walk back behind into their guard, but while keeping their legs stapled. Then you can pass that way as well.
If you guys are watching the action at home, don't forget you can watch all 3 mats at the same time using our multi-mat technology. You can click on all 3 and watch the action of 3 matches at the same time. We got Cyborg versus Elder Cruz going on. Andy Varela, Nick Rodriguez, and of course in the center mat, we have Yuri Samoes versus Lachlan Giles.
Lachlan just scooting forward, trying to close some distance. Yuri walking around, and this is, again, there he goes on the leg, so he is able to get a leg attack. He's able to keep the knee inside. So Yuri is going to want to make some space and pummel this left leg inside. Lachlan's going to start to put some pressure on the knee with the hips. Yuri did the right thing, just sliding right out.
Six minutes, 50 seconds left in this match. This absolute open weight matchup between Lachlan Giles and Yuri Samoes. Here on mat number 2, Yuri Samoes, two-time ADCC champion. Lachlan Giles, the standout from 2019.
Again, Yuri walking around. Lachlan doing a good job of trying to get his feet back underneath while inverting. Again, Yuri's head, just go to the belly button and then, or pin these feet to the floor. And then you put your staple on there. So if he pins that leg that he was holding, his right staple would go on there, the right leg. So you would go cross staple and then just walk right back in the guard. And essentially you're almost like in a leg drag. A great way to pass this type of guard if you cannot keep your head inside. Lachlan trying to go from the arm and then pull himself underneath.
Five minutes, 40 seconds left in this match. Points are about to be on real soon. In 35 seconds, Yuri Samoes can start racking up points if he can complete a pass, sorry. But Lachlan's got some nice counters in store, and you know, Yuri's got to be careful. He's got to watch his legs. Lachlan had a little bit of a bite earlier on.
Trying what they call a Choi bar. I don't know if you've heard it called that. It's actually one of my former students named Choi, who was very good at this arm lock. But that's what he's trying, that leg, the arm lock that loops through when they invert like that. Shout out to Choi if he's listening. Is that arm lock he was very good at, so I believe the AOJ guys named it that after him. There, Yuri's starting to settle in now. He's getting his body in through the legs. His head was in good position. Getting a little closer and closer. And that's the problem with just inverting. When someone runs north-south, if you can't get your feet in over time, especially dealing with a heavier guy that knows how to defend this, can start to wear you down.
Less than 4 minutes to go. No points scored between either athlete. Samoa's stalking down Lachlan Giles, doing a great job of doubling up on those shins, trying to get that north-south passing. But Lachlan just keeps inverting and defending the pass there. He's able to frame and make enough space to recover guard once again. I think if Yuri can get into OT, I feel as though it's safe to say he has an advantage in wrestling over Lachlan Giles,
yeah.
But stranger things have happened. Three minutes, 13 seconds left.
There's what I was talking about, that arm lock where you throw the leg over the top. Sometimes referred to as a Choi bar.
2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Men's absolute division here in Vegas. 2022 ADCC World Championship. This is Ricardo Amador calling the action with Mr. Sean Williams once again tonight. And Yuri Samoa is just having a tough time of securing the pass on Lachlan Giles. And can you blame him? Lachlan's got those dangerous leg attacks. Yuri's got to be very careful where he puts his foot. Don't forget, guys, you can watch all 3 matches utilizing the multi-mat technology. Just click on the bottom of your screen. There should be an option for 1, 2, or 3. Check out Cyborg versus Elder Cruz, as well as Andy Varela versus Nick Rodriguez on the other mats. I think it's safe to say the element of surprise is no longer a factor for Lachlan Giles. You know, I think we saw that in the Cade Rotolo match. He was able to shut down everything that Lachlan threw at him, ended up submitting Lachlan. And Yuri doing a good job of trying to get that pass, but Lachlan's right shin is just in enough. He's got the back to the mat. If he can clear his right arm and hold for 3, there it is. Trying to lift that leg up to get by.
Yeah, he'll sneak his shoulder. There it is, yeah. And this is, again, single leg. Now it needs to be a single. This is the problem with using those in, like, guard retention, quote unquote, just with your legs. Single leg is one of the best guard retention tools that we have, and that's what he's just now he's going to a single. But that's when you're created that space where you're upside down. That's the time to go to a single. Yeah. If you're losing that position, then you go to a single. We've seen time and time again when guys are well versed at passing that inverted game, it wears the guard player down, and then all of a sudden they're past the guard again, and so it's just a wearing thing. You're getting your core is always on, your legs are pummeling in, but then he's got this space. It can be the time to go to the single was when the space, and then slide back to the guard, and then slide back to the guard. But there's actually no points there, so Lachlan is fine.
20 seconds left in this matchup. I think it's safe to say we're going to go to OT. Yeah. And Lachlan's got to be careful here because Yuri's got some good takedowns. That's it. Regulation has expired. We're going to go to a 5-minute overtime. Australia versus Brazil in the open weight.
Yeah,
and Lachlan elects to
I think that's a great idea. I mean, he's got 5 minutes to work, right? If you're going to get a negative, you might as well do it fast. Yeah. And just try. He's got 5 minutes to really go for it. I think that's a good idea. And maybe, you know, if Yuri's not on it with the passing, he can always get he can always get a penalty for not trying to pass. So, but again, he's getting closer and closer all the time. It's just by the knee. Start walking. Exactly. Start walking down. Use the left arm to get deeper and deeper. Flatten the hips. That's why the head and the stomach is so important. Because you see how Lachlan's hips are up off the ground. He can keep that curve in his spine. If Yuri gets his shoulder in there and moves it into the waist, it'll flatten the legs and or the hips rather, the lower back. Once the lower back's pinned on the ground, then the legs are gonna lose their effectiveness of that inversion.
Guys,
sorry, you can't be here. You guys can't be here, sorry. Oh, you can't be here?
Oh.
No.
3 minutes, 40 seconds left in this match. Yuri Samoes.
All right, we have a winner.
Continuing to try to pass the guard of Lachlan Giles, who's down by a negative there. And as Sean Williams said, I mean, you might as well take the negative against Yuri Samoes rather than getting taken down and possibly 4-point lead if Yuri can complete a full takedown or clean takedown right into side control.
Yeah, at least he's controlling where he is and not taken down into like a worse position. So.
Two minutes, 47 seconds left. Lachlan again inverting. just having such a tough time of stabilizing that pass as Yuri Samoa against Lachlan Giles.
Yeah, once he gets through, he's got to flatten the lower back. Flatten the lower back. Or, like I said, you can use a staple, a cross staple of the leg, and that also protects him. You know, from you're not going to get leg locked. Your leg is on the inside. Then you walk back and keep their hips off the ground. Then, so that all stacking, almost into the leg drag.
Minute and a half left. Lachlan Giles, although defending the passes of Yuri, just really unable to get any sort of catch or any sort of bite on anything anymore.
Yeah.
And, a bit of a difference from his 2019 performance where he was submitting giants and they were all here on the sidelines with their knees iced, sitting next to each other.
Yeah, he's going to have to try something a little bit different. I mean, he doesn't have to, but shin to shin, cross, like a little cross knee pick into shin to shin. Something a little different because, like you had said, the element of surprise is long gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yuri now 20 seconds left. Yurakai Otera and Mason Fowler coaching in the corner, telling him what to do. And it's going to be that -1 for Lachlan that costed him the match. And Yuri Samoas will advance in the men's absolute division of the 2022 ADCC World Championship. Just a different year. As we said, the element of surprise just no longer a factor here, but props to Lachlan Giles for stepping up and entering. But congratulations to Yuri Samoas for a win. And he advances into the absolute division. Yuri will be facing the winner of Nick Rodriguez, Andy Varela next.
These two have faced off several times together. Notably, one Nogi World Championship. They fought twice. Victor Hugo managed to take home a win in the, I believe, absolute final? They split finals. In any case, they know each other well.
Yeah, Victor Hugo does have a victory at the Nogi World Championship in 2019 versus Cyborg via knee bar from 50-50. One of Victor Hugo's preferred moves from that position, and a move he's caught many times. Sort of an interesting start here. Cyborg did a big long step to end up in this negative half guard position, it looks like. Oh, Cyborg putting a lot of pressure, forcing Victor Hugo to potentially turtle up. This is the power of Cyborg as well. Just, you can really see him throwing the legs by, trying to impose himself on Victor Hugo, who's spinning underneath. He has a grip on a leg.
Yeah, great use of the inversion from Victor Hugo. Now looking to apply a toe hold here.
It looked like he gave up on the toe a little bit to potentially turn into a heel hook, and we're seeing that. Cyborg using his other leg to keep Victor's arms at bay, but he's not out of the woods yet. Oh, Cyborg extracting his leg and now back, but right back in there. Look at the movement of Roberto Abreu.
Yeah, Cyborg is so nimble for a huge man. It was really pretty impressive. And now he's got Victor Hugo in a lot of trouble.
This is a tough spot to be. The pressure of Cyborg in this position, forcing Victor Hugo's hips down to the ground. And now taking the back. A lot on the line in this Absolute Division chase. The winner of the Absolute punches their ticket to ADCC 2024's Super Fight.
I can't believe we're going to see Gordon Ryan, Andre Galvao just minutes away. It is not that far at this point.
It is not that far away. This Absolute Division is going to blow by, and Roberto Cyborg now in the mount. Victor Hugo pushing and doing whatever he can to get out of this position. Definitely a different tale from their last showdowns, I would say, Chase.
One that Cyborg definitely likes more. Now applying pretty nasty crossface there to Victor Hugo. Maybe to sit. Oh, but he gives it the position there. Running a little bit out of space. Victor Hugo a little bit bloodied up there from that crossface. That's okay. It's ADCC.
It's encouraged at ADCC. That's why we have white mats, Chase.
But Cyborg opening up strong, letting Victor Hugo know that he is in it to win it.
You know, with a guard like Victor Hugo, you've seen on multiple occasions, he's ready to meet the movement of Cyborg, the pressure passing of Cyborg with a guard of some sort, a leg entanglement. He inverts underneath. He's meeting Cyborg where he's at, but so far Cyborg has just been putting pressure in the right places. Now Cyborg taking a little bit of a measured approach. You saw him just adjust his shorts, take a deep breath. 45 seconds until points come into effect in this match. But in the event of a tie, Chase, I mean, if we're judges at ADCC, the edge is clearly in Cyborg's favor.
So far, but we've got a long way to go.
Absolutely. Just as I say, that's Victor Hugo spinning underneath once again, looking for a heel hook. Putting a lot of pressure, a big arch into it, but Cyborg
again
spinning
on the
for the back.
And we are now in the points period here. If Cyborg makes the adjustments, he will be rewarded.
It's just that bottom hook in. You see Victor Hugo keeping his right foot on the ankle of Cyborg to prevent it from coming in, but Cyborg is just a couple right moves away from securing the points for the back. Important to remember in the ADCC rule set, body triangle accounts for points. An excellent move by Victor Hugo. Something appeared to happen on a small exchange there. I believe Victor Hugo got poked in the eye again.
Right back to the action here. Still 0-0 on the board, but Cyborg looking great, putting Victor Hugo in a few precarious situations already in this match.
A little call for passivity from the ref, perhaps on both athletes. And as we've been winding down this match, Chase, it seems that Cyborg has taken an increasingly measured approach. And as I say that, almost as if he could hear me, Cyborg getting right in there and down to business.
A lot of aggression coming from Cyborg now. Classic over-under style passing here, something he's been known for his whole career. But Victor Hugo sustains the onslaught there. Maybe Cyborg is hoping Victor goes for another leg lock. He's been able to counter them pretty nicely twice at this point.
You're right. And it's always been off of his own aggression. He comes in for a pass. Victor Hugo tries to meet him for a leg lock entry of some sort, and Cyborg either turns it into another pass or, like we saw earlier, a back take. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in this match. It is still 0-0, Chase.
Victor Hugo looking to slow things down here in the last minute and a half of the match, going to close guard.
If we're looking at this from the perspective of how overtime might play out, I would have to say, Chase, that in the event of overtime, Cyborg would likely have the advantage in a wrestling perspective.
That, or at least seemingly the cardio. Cyborg's kept a pretty steady pace. And Victor Hugo's been one step behind in the tempo for most of this match. Looking for a little Sao Paulo pass almost here is Cyborg.
Something he utilizes a lot in the gi. We've seen athletes like Marcus Buchecha use that at 2019 ADCC, using the Sao Paulo pass there. It is, while possibly more difficult in no gi, still many people have used it to great effect.
And I think it's quite possible both athletes have accepted that overtime will be the next step in this match. Yeah, and I don't know if that's a rib injury, but you can see a pretty massive welt or area of swelling on the left rib cage of Cyborg. It's like a baseball sticking out.
Definitely taking some deep breaths. Gotta wonder if that's inhibiting his ability to breathe a little bit. Still shooting for some takedowns. Oh, big trip. Right into a front headlock. Putting Victor Hugo on the ground.
That's going to be 2 points for Cyborg. Also, both athletes were awarded 1 negative point, making it all even. Cyborg up by 2. And on Topper, he's found a lot of success, at least in control.
Winner of this chase will move on to the semifinal, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. The other match that they would be meeting in the semifinal has not yet been decided between Nicky Rod and Yuri Simoes. That is also in overtime on mat number 2. So both potential semifinalists will have rather grueling roads to get there.
Big push on the shoulder from Victor Hugo. Oh. Now we're back in the closed guard. Victor Hugo has been opening up more and more with looking for the different ways to get under the legs of Cyborg.
But he knows he's got to make something happen. He's down on scorecards, not much time left. And he's losing the tempo war, which has really been kind of the story of this entire match.
Forcing Victor Hugo back down to the ground, and they're going to reset back in the center. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. You know, Chase, I would say that this is where the experience of Cyborg is really being shown. Just locking down, not giving Hugo any openings, it seems. The clock is really not Victor Hugo's friend in this situation.
Victor just has not been able to get a lot of offense going. He had a couple look at those heel hooks, but Cyborg's counters were just better at that point, and some of that has to be fatigue. But in any case, Cyborg has really dominated sort of the positional battle of this bout. Victor's go-to weapons, the closed guard, and in any kind of open guard inverted attacks, really haven't just been there for him, haven't found success. But now, as I say that,
Victor
Hugo
Hugo
wrestling up.
Getting up! And Cyborg not stopping in this position.
Oh, there's a camera.
Victor Hugo seeming in a lot of pain. Majid Hage, the victim of a potentially spilled Jocko fuel over here on the ground, as well as a few chairs.
Might have lost a vlogger, I don't know. Okay, right back to things. Victor Hugo definitely not loving that last exchange. 30 seconds left, still down by 2.
If I'm Victor Hugo in this situation, I push the pace very hard. Cyborg does have 2 penalties, making this only a 1-point lead for Cyborg. If Cyborg gets another penalty for passivity, then it will be a completely tied match.
They may be joining us again here at the commentary table.
I would not enjoy that, Chase.
I'm ready to move, plus I got willing bodies in front of me. Cyborg, lightning quick towards the back, shoves in the second hook, but that will be time.
And that is going to seal the deal. Cyborg's moving on to the next round of competition. Looks like a little bit of blood is on the forehead of Roberto Cyborg.
Visibly disappointed Victor Hugo out there.
Cyborg, a timeless classic here at ADCC, aging like a fine wine. And
we are underway here on mat 1. Tale of two teammates, Nicholas Marigali versus our 88 kilogram ADCC champ, Giancarlo Bodoni here.
And earlier you could see the proud smile of John Danaher in the corner of these two. Nicholas Marigali showcasing some much improved wrestling in a lot of his recent outings. Giancarlo Bodoni today has looked so far nothing short of impeccable, Chase. Really doing such a great job versus Lucas Barbosa, even in the defensive situations in that final. Really knowledgeable in this rule set. Oh, big hook out of Nicholas Marigali, met with a throw by Giancarlo, immediately retaining top position.
A nice Ushimata there from Giancarlo. All of the new wave guys have made excellent use of that throughout their ADCC experience here in 2022. You have to think this scenario has played out so many times in the camp leading up to ADCC. Must be kind of bizarre for these guys.
And you know, ADCC is one of those tournaments where the integrity is always upheld by the athletes. Athletes are forced to fight. They're forced into these situations where if you and your teammate are in the same division, you are going to go against each other. And here we're going to see the best version of Nicholas Marigali versus the best version of Giancarlo Bodoni. Make no mistake about it.
The winner of this bout will take on Tai Ruotolo, who managed to hang on to that negative point assigned to Felipe Pena and secure the victory there. Very close match. Definitely go back and watch that one if you haven't had a chance to see it yet.
We're seeing a really interesting look at the back here from Nicholas Marigali, but ends up turning into a top position. Now, we've seen the passing of Nicholas Marigali in no-gi really put in some serious work against high-level competition.
One thing that's impressed me a lot about Marigali's no-gi game is his ability to scramble. Something you didn't really see him do all that much in the gi. The controls were just too powerful, and he was a master of gripping there and slowed things down. But in the gi, his scrambling ability is fantastic. Or, excuse me, no-gi.
So far, he's done a great job of maneuvering out of the way of that peculiar situation we just saw. And one thing I've been very impressed with, Chase, I think a question that a lot of fans had in their mind is, okay, we saw Nicholas Marigali in super fights, but how will he do in a tournament? How will he do when he has a match after match after match? And so far, he's looked great every match. In the no-gi rule sets, I mean.
Can't argue with that whatsoever. And here we see him in a decent passing position against Giancarlo here. Putting a little pressure from top.
This is something Nicholas does a lot as well, that right hand or left hand, depending on the side he's passing, on the hip, blocking the leg from coming in as he initiates a knee cut. You see it again right there, but Giancarlo's spinning underneath. Look at the movement from Nicholas Marigali, shuffling from side to side, continually switching up his angles.
Yeah, really nice footwork, as you've pointed out there. Changing things up too, going from outside passing, maybe pushing inside.
Oh, getting a great position here. After all that, now he is in the half guard of Giancarlo, immediately recovering with the underhook. But Chase, I think that's going to be one of the keys to Nicholas Maragali's victory here, is keeping the movement up, keeping Giancarlo thinking, unable to set up an attack of his own.
Oh, this looks nice for Nicholas Marigali here.
Oh, this is a big moment, the hook on the head.
Wasting no time, looking to slide over possibly into mount or just stay in this knee ride position here.
This is not a position we've seen Giancarlo Bodoni in today.
And we're just seconds away here from points becoming a relevant factor in the rest of this match. See if Nicholas Marigali lets it go to knee on belly.
Another interesting thing about the ADCC rule set, Chase, is the right knee of Nicholas Marigali typically in most rule sets would score, but also in ADCC, the left knee on the belly would score. Now Giancarlo, it's a big reap over the leg. Nicholas Marigali meets it with a head control and sprawls his leg back. Like he could have been in a bit of danger there, and now just really excellent movement on top.
And Nicholas looking extremely confident on top here. Leaving a relatively safe position of side control, trying to step back over to the other side, and that may pay off here as he's chasing the back now, Giancarlo Bodoni. We have
and the hooks
body
are
triangle
in.
is on.
Hooks are in. That is going to be points for Nicholas Marigali. Now working to get that left arm underneath the chin. Three minutes, 15 seconds left. Oh, now Marigali jacking up the right arm of Giancarlo Bodoni. Very stifling pressure from the back by Nicholas Marigali. Just continue, always keeping his opponent thinking, no matter what the position.
Yeah, the hand fight battle could be an exhausting affair. Just trying to stay safe, but also having your ribs compressed, for example, in the body triangle. Nicholas Marigali has collected a second set of 3 points there, making it 6-0.
Then Nicholas Marigali wrenching on the neck, a very popular technique by the new wave competitors as well from this position. And Nicholas Marigali looking like he has the arm around the face of Giancarlo Bodoni. Not quite underneath the chin. Now Giancarlo Bodoni really trying to spin. Still a mountain moving much more actively than we had just seen earlier. They're going to reset back in the center.
And Marigali looking fresh as ever. He's had a busy day, but still remaining working out here with a very high rate of action. Applying a little bit of a headlock here from top. 1 minute left to go, up by 6.
Now both back up to their feet. Oh, Giancarlo Bodoni shooting and taking Marigali down to the ground, who concedes the takedown. Seems perfectly fine with being on his back here in the last 44 seconds. Giancarlo Bodoni would have to make up 4 points here. Referee calls a stop, brings him back in the center. Seeing a lot of activity from Giancarlo Bodoni, trying to make one of the sides of the knee cut work in his favor, but with 15 seconds left, Chase. Seems like the clinic of Nicholas Marigali has just been a little too much. As Giancarlo Bodoni goes for a back take at the end, but Nicholas Marigali is moving on to the semifinal.
We're going to see Nicholas Marigali take on Tai Ruotolo. That is a match I would not have expected.
Definitely not a match I ever thought I would hear uttered. A matchup I don't think we would see very many places.
But I do like it.
I love it. Tai Ruotolo took out Felipe Pena earlier.
But now under ADCC rules, should be interesting to see the outcome. Nick Rodriguez, despite his loss to Gordon Ryan, which is, you know, not many people can say they do otherwise with Gordon.
Yeah.
He's actually looked really good this ADCC.
Yeah.
Yuri Samoa is not afraid to engage in the takedown battle with Nick Rodriguez. You know, although Yuri Samoa comes from obviously a jiu-jitsu background, his takedown game has just been really impressive over the last few years. Actually making a transition to MMA, spent some time training at American Kickboxing Academy with a bunch of their MMA fighters, and he's really developed a strong wrestling top game. The winner of this match moves on to face the winner of Cyborg versus Victor Hugo. If you guys are watching at home, you can tune in on mat number 1 and 2 for additional matches. Utilize our multi-mat technology. Watch Marigali versus Trator on one mat, Victor Hugo Cyborg on the other, and Nicky Rod versus Yuri on mat number 2, which is what we're calling here.
Yeah. Both guys just working on the collar ties.
Minutes in, or 8 minutes left, sorry. Nicky Rod, Yuri, grip fighting in the stand-up.
Yeah, both guys just really working on the head. Other than that, really, I haven't really seen either one of them sort of looking for openings, or besides the collar ties and the snap downs trying to drop their level, or
Yuri faking, level changing. Faking some shots against Nicky Rod. Something's telling me that Nicky Rod's waiting for the 5.
Yeah.
To start getting aggressive here. Don't be surprised if you see a nice super duck or some sort of dynamic takedown attempt from Nicky Rod. But I feel like he's about to turn on the heat in about a minute and a half. Yuri Samoes, Nick Rodriguez. Nicky Rod, 2-time ADCC silver medalist against the 2-time gold medalist, Yuri Samoes.
Again on these collar ties.
Nice little drag there.
Yeah, I think he just jumped out of it.
Both big guys, but move very quick, very agile.
Yeah, oh yeah. "20 seconds to points now. See if it."
15 seconds to points this clock.
So we'll see if.
All right, here we go. Points will be scored from here on out. 5 minutes left from this matchup. Nick Rodriguez versus Yuri Samoes. Let's see who decides to change the strategy first here.
Your winner of bout number 3, Nicholas Beragami.
Yuri level changing quite a bit, trying to fake Nicky Rod out. Maybe looking for him to sprawl a little prematurely so he can attack the front headlock. Jason Fowler in the corner of Yuri Samoes telling him to pick up the pace.
Yeah, I mean, both have really only seen one attempt, right, by Yuri. No real solid attempts by Nick Rod yet.
You need to be more aggressive this clock.
Three minutes, 39 seconds left in this match. Nick Rodriguez, Yuri Samoes. Uneventful so far. Hoping things change sometime soon.
More aggressive with your shot. That's either putting into a hip or threatening back exposure. Play between the two. Go for a shot, put his butt to the mat, and then take it back. Start anticipating his reaction and prepare to attack.
Three minutes left in this match. Nick Rodriguez, Yuri Samoes. Not too much happening. I think the referee's getting a little impatient here. And Yuri drops to a knee, fakes a shot. Nicky Rod with the fake snatch single.
Now at number 3, Felipe Peña and Ty Rutolo.
Just over 2 minutes left. Oh, Yuri's starting to pick up the pace now.
Yeah. Just dropped his level and Nicky hit the deck basically. Nicky's gonna have to start to pick this up because otherwise, if he doesn't score, it's probably at this point Yuri is more active in nature. So. Still, what, 5-minute overtime?
So we're a minute left before expiration of the regulation, and we're going to go to a 5-minute overtime. Hopefully, we see somewhat of a different match in that overtime.
Yeah.
Otherwise, somebody's going to get the short end of an ugly stick here with some decision that they're not going to want.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Less than 20 seconds to go.
There is a double. Defended well.
Match number 1 is going into overtime.
Yeah, this has been essentially an uneventful wrestling match.
Yeah.
Match number 2 is going into overtime.
ADCC referee warning both competitors. They got to start working.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, you know, a negative on either one of these is going to be something they don't really want. A decision is going to go the opposite way of what they want. So,
I mean, at this point, who do you? I don't even know. You might as well just flip a coin.
yeah,
Because no one's really doing, you know. I mean, obviously, in their own heads, they've done enough. But oh, Yuri with the single leg attempt. I feel like that was the second attack that Yuri hit. Yuri hit a nice arm drag earlier on. Got Nicky Rod to his knees for like a split second, and then was able to catch that single leg. Just didn't get a good grip. They're too sweaty.
yeah. Good. Tried to pass the elbow by.
Less than 4 minutes to go.
There's a nice little arm drag, but it's very slippery. Really didn't get any of the weight moving down to the floor through that arm drag. It slid right off. So
second warning for Yuri Samoes.
Next one is a penalty, right? Next one.
Yeah.
It's to get 2 warnings and then they start the negatives.
Yuri with the shot. Nicky Rod with the sprawl and counter shot, but wasn't able to connect those hands. Victor's just so, a little bit more action now. 45 seconds left in this match. Sean Williams, both these guys are really sweaty.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really hard for either of them to finish any takedown attempt.
Yeah.
I think this is going to go to a decision, and we're going to have two pissed off athletes, or potentially one actually.
Yeah, you're going to have to get around the hips pretty well, where the shorts are, to get any type of grip. Or just a very deep shot. So
You can start level changing. Go for your middle.
there's 2 minutes left.
Start coming low.
I would have to say at this point, I think it's leaning much more in Yuri's favor. There's a single. Much more in Yuri's favor than it is Nicky Rod's for initiation of attacks.
That's the key word too, initiation. I have to agree. I think Yuri's pressing forward. He's initiating forward movement. He's initiating more attacks. In my opinion, maybe I'm missing something here, but once again, winner of this takes on the winner of Cyborg and Victor Hugo. Minute and 20 left. Yuri got a nice little collar tie there. Nothing on it. You can just see the sweat spraying off both of these guys.
Yes, you can.
Nicky Rod takes a shot. Yuri bites the front headlock there. "45 seconds left in this match. Guys, we're about 5-6 matches away from Galvão.
Yeah, that's right.
And Gordon Ryan. It's getting close. The countdown has begun. The final countdown is here. Yuri now shrugging Nicky Rod off there.
Yeah, it's going to be time for one more shot by somebody.
Nicky Rod with a shot, but to no avail. 5 seconds left. All right, time has expired. We're going to go to the judge's decision. I could be wrong here, but I feel like Yuri just might get it. But
yeah,
that's why I'm not judging.
Yeah, don't envy that. I think you might be right, but again, yep. Not envious of judges in this kind of case.
So they just announced Cyborg as the winner. So the winner of this match takes on Cyborg in the next one. On the opposite side of the bracket, we got Ty Rotolo still battling with Felipe Pena. Winner of that will take the winner of Giancarlo Bordoni, Nicholas Miragal. And there it is, Yuri Samoas, as we called it, Sean Williams. Yuri Samoas is your winner. It was the initiation of everything, essentially.
Yeah,
he initiated forward movement, he initiated technique, takedown attempts, and that's what got him the decision.
Yeah.
Notoriously a slow starter.
Yeah.
He's not going to have a chance to start slow here.
No.
He will not
Ty
have
will
a
not
chance.
allow that. All right, here we go. But, man, you want to talk about a size difference. He looks big, boy. Gracie Baja representative in Felipe Pena.
Ty Rotolo, he's been fighting big boys his whole life.
That's it.
He's
Right?
he's no bigger than anybody else that he faced when he was 15 years old.
Right? How long has he been training with Galvão?
Since he was 3, I believe.
You think Galvão been taking it easy on these two?
Nah. Nah, Galvão, the one that taught him to club the head like that.
Pena immediately trying to get to that, again, where he's messing with the posture of Rotolo. Holding center position is Pena.
Little level change there. Feint from Ty. Ty is not allowing Felipe to bully him around. He's just not going to take it.
And I'm going to tell you, just because of the size difference, angles are going to be key here for Ruotolo. Like, taking him down square is going to be difficult, but I'm going to tell you that I believe he can off-balance him enough to look for back takes and things like that, which are so creative.
He's on the single here.
Singles up. See what Pena does defensively, trying to control the hands here. Good job. Let's see if he tries to, oh, nice. Good defense, man. Pena's big. You know what I mean?
He's big, and he came in to try to counter with the heavy collar on the neck, and Ty managed to keep his balance and stand his ground there.
So Ty did go for that where he tries to high-low you, where he'll hit the top of the head and the knee at the same time. And most people he can at least off-balance. Pena didn't move. So that's one thing where we're going to see that size difference going to play when Ty is doing things that are squared on with Pena. Angles are what's going to make up for that strength, that lack of strength against Pena.
Angle is offense, Jay.
Yes.
So in order for Ty to really get something going against the larger opponent, he's exactly what you're saying. He's going to have to create some angles, or he's going to have to feint and get Pena to overreact to something.
He's trying to get him to grab his leg again. And see where he's body locked. Body locked is where I feel is a better position for him. Like, I think if he moved from singles up to body locks, he'll be able to do a lot more with it. Now you see Ty almost trying to get Pena. Both are getting a call for action, not a warning.
Interesting. I feel like Ty has been pressing forward the entire
really
time.
Active. Trying to shuck by 2-on-1s. Over Ty here from Ruotolo.
Felipe with a big aggressive push there.
Now he goes heavy on the collar. And again, I love how Ty just constantly trying, sweep the foot one way or the other.
Starting to get a little bit bigger reactions from Pena now. Look at that shoulder movement, just so fluid from Ty. You go to push his shoulder, and it disappears, and the other one presses forward. Heavy collar Ty, forces Ty to spin around.
Oh,
and on the
straight
double!
forward to the body.
Locks the hands.
And here's the angle I talked about. Body locked up. Pena trying to keep out.
Oh, shoves Ty to the ground and smashes through it.
Oh, look at this. It's going to put Ty on a leg here. He's trying to force the 50-50. Now listen, this is a spot Pena's comfortable in.
More than comfortable. He's a specialist right here, an absolute world-class player from these positions.
And tried to immediately make sure he got his angle. But listen, Ty came straight forward with that, got his angle, tried to mat return, and Pena just threw him off. And man, that size came into play there. Look at this, sit up, trying to get to the back here. Pena's going to stop him, but nice come up there,
listen,
sweep from Ty.
Pena ends up on the bottom of this position.
I mean, that's a sweep. Ty just swept him.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, he's not going to score from
not going to score, but that was, a mental sweep here for Ty.
And Ty's still working on this back take right here if he can switch those hips.
Oh,
excellent.
Feet, man,
exchange.
What amazing work from Ruotolo. But again, Payne is showing like how much that size difference can equal things out a bit.
25 seconds to the point start. And Pena's going to pull guard here.
I think it's a smart move.
I love it. I think it's the right play.
I think it's a smart move. 15 seconds to points.
The problem with that is that Ty Ruotolo is an unbelievable guard passer. And if you make even the slightest mistake overreaching towards an underhook, he slams in a darce from every angle.
And listen, he doesn't need to be able to pass Philippe's guard. He just needs to be able to almost pass it. Like he only needs to get Pena up to his shoulder where he can reach for his darces or where he can turtle to look for the back. So it's not even about getting past the guard. It's just making him react in a way that he can get to something else. False sweep type situation here.
Yeah, Pena, this is his wheelhouse. Amazing guard player. Incredibly hard to pass. And with this size difference, it's going to be very, very difficult. That flying knee cut.
Forcing in here from top position. Points are in play.
Pena working the underhook on the right side, trying to drag him in. Knee cut there from Rotolo.
Wow. Pena secures that leg, trying to get some control here.
And here he comes, dragging it into his world now.
Right back in, trying to get to 50-50, but Ty able to get his arm over top now. Pena able to slip that leg back over. Gets that arm involved now.
And look at that grip that Ty has on the hip.
How sick would it be if he did a back take right now? Now Pena able to reap heavy to the inside. Knee line free.
Pena's so good at using his legs to bend his opponent's leg.
About.
And here it is. There's that ham
Trap,
sandwich.
yeah. Ty, good job of getting that leg extended.
Use it to stand. Got to be careful.
And he tried to come up on it. Easier said than done with a Rotolo. Cutting that knee through from this reverse De La Riva. Inverts under his Pena looking for that far leg.
Going to the north-south is Rotolo.
Look how easy Pena's able to like lift and
But look at this play.
Look at this. Oh, he had to get out of there. He felt Pena's coming on quicker. He bailed on it. Turns back in.
Oh, look at this gripping now. And this is the play right here. This is what Rotolo wants.
Oh, was Pena?
That's going to be interesting. He might have been on his feet for 3 seconds.
Let's see.
He may get a negative there, Jay.
You see the judges are talking. That was close. Now, just to explain at home, he comes up to his feet right from that bottom wrestle.
They gave him the negative.
All right, so what happened was he came up to his feet for 3 seconds. Had he come up to his feet for 2 seconds and sat back down, there would be no negative. He came up for 3 seconds. That's now a neutral position. He sits, he gets the negative.
Pena passes the leg across to the 50-50. Now approaching the 2-minute mark, all the onus is on Pena to do the work here. Rotolo. Oh my, what a huge.
Yeah, that was big there, and that's a calculated mistake there from Pena.
A slip of clarity through the mind for Pena.
Got that 50-50 position here, up to the feet for Rotolo.
Rotolo controlling the overhook on that ankle. Pena, 90 seconds to go. He's going to have to cook something up here.
All right, they're going to move back to center in this 50-50. I didn't see what happened on the other mats. I don't know if we could
now
see
into
who's moving on. Donkey guard type situation here from the reverse mount. Now, here's the thing. This is close to being a reverse mount here. And if Ty can posture up, I don't even think he has to uncross the legs. He's going to get the mount points here. You see him trying to keep his back off. He stepped off of it. Steps back over.
If he can clear that, he can score too.
Yeah, he's almost there.
He wants that knee bar. Look, he's thinking about that knee bar.
He does. He wants to finish here.
He's got the grip he wants.
Yeah, see Pena's right hand.
Pena's got to be very careful.
Pena's right hand.
Pena comes around to the back here.
Hook in.
Hook number 1. 30 seconds to go. Can he score?
Look at this. Trying to get that hook in. Ty.
Could he go to the twister here?
Could you imagine? We got just over 20 seconds. Pena turning belly down here. If I'm through, good move. Power half on that side to create some space to throw a hook in, but he hasn't attempted to throw the hook in yet.
10 seconds. Pena has to show some urgency.
Trying to finish. He doesn't have the hook, and he's not behind. Unbelievable. He's going to move forward.
Rotolo with the victory over Felipe Pena.
Wins by the negative score. Now the table is calling him over. Okay. All right, yeah, there we go. Ty Rotolo. This place goes nuts every time, B-Mac. Every time.
The people love the Rotolo brothers. Listen to the Thomas and Mack Center.
All right, real quick, can you see who won the
Holy cow.
Nicky Rod and Cyborg match, or Nicky Rod and Yuri and Cyborg and Hugo? Here, I'll go through the replay.
So many of us, and to do something special like this for the fans who make this all
My
possible.
gosh, exactly. All right, Yuri in the black trunks, blue for Cyborg.
Underway, Samoas, Cyborg Abreu.
3 gold medals between them. Cyborg an absolute champion. Yuri an 88 kilogram and 99 kilogram champion. Level change in here from Yuri. Again, both good wrestlers. Yuri more of a pure wrestler, or at least trains more pure wrestling.
Yeah, I would say he's got a deeper set of techniques with his wrestling. Offensively, at least. Cyborg, of course, a very good defensive wrestler, counter wrestler. And he can dig out that takedown when he needs it. We just saw that against Cruz, and I would have said the same thing about Cruz.
He starts that forward motion. It's incredibly difficult to stop.
Foot sweep attempt, just looking to off balance. The bigger athlete is Samoas, taking the head position and snapping down on the tie. Boy,
wow, nice far side sweep from, man, Cyborg. And look at this, almost right into this like pancake position. You see Yuri walking that top leg over to try to create space for his bottom leg.
Yeah, mixing that concrete with that
look at this
chin
crank
strap
here.
and the underhook.
This is a serious crank from here. He's trying to finish him with this. Look at Cyborg's face. He's trying to crank his here to finish him.
It's going to be very, very hard to do. He's at least trying to crank it to flatten him out. He's got the underhook on that top side.
He's forcing Yuri to really start trying to move here. All right, he does let go. Cyborg going to stay heavy pressure on top, though.
And Yuri doesn't accept that. He's like not willing to stay. The guard he chooses to play is stand up, get back to my feet. That's the first guard you have to master is, can I get back to my feet? Standing up is the first guard.
That little foot sweep from Cyborg is something we've been seeing from a lot of people all weekend. It's just taking his right foot and sweeping out that far side foot. That was probably the most effective I've seen it, though. Oh, Connie Basami looking for that inside heel. Cyborg defending well, man. Yuri jumped on that quick. Yuri's a big boy to be jumping Connie Basami on you, right?
Scare that knee.
Shoo, boy.
And pressing forward on Cyborg now.
I'll tell you what, that'll scare you from standing sideways with him from now on. And just an update on mat number 1. Nicholas Marigali moves forward to take on Ty Rotolo in the bottom half of this bracket. Winner will face the winner on this mat. Mercy grips here in the center. 3 minutes in to the semifinal matchup. Cyborg taking out Elder Cruz, then taking out Victor Hugo to get to this spot. Yuri going through Lachlan Giles and Nicky Rod to make his way to the semifinals. Mercy grip still in the center.
Both of these guys have gone the distance in both of their matches up to this point.
And just touching on these foot sweeps here to the outside.
Both athletes digging into their endurance here. About a minute and a half until we reach the points period. Neither athlete really shown a tremendous advantage so far. Cyborg did have the most significant action go his way with the foot sweep into that concrete mixer
Which was,
position.
man, it was just mean.
Yeah.
He just had that neck and he wasn't going to let go of it. And it wasn't like it was anything more than a pain threshold submission for Yuri.
Well, it was a way to keep that position and try to, it was never going to be a submission, but it could have been a way with the chin strap and the underhook to flatten him out and force him to accept bottom.
Yeah.
Yuri endured it, freed his chin, and then immediately comes back to his feet, not accepting the bottom position against
Nice
the larger
level change
athlete.
there from Yuri.
30 seconds to go until points.
Circling with that inside collar. Warning for both. First warning issued 20 seconds before OT, or 20 seconds before points, I'm sorry.
The winner of this match finds himself in the absolute final. Be taking on the winner of Rotolo versus Merigali.
Oh, picked up that single.
Cyborg kicks him away aggressively.
Cyborg looking very athletic on that defense. Oh, man, Yuri picking up the pace now.
Yeah,
You're
Yuri with
seeing
two
these
big
level
initiations
changes.
there.
Yeah.
That's going to
Points.
weigh heavily to the judges. Two big initiations.
And it's probably, oh, look at this as we say that Cyborg level change. Now Cyborg just level changing, trying to pick him up and move forward. Yuri's were very well set up. You see drag back. Let's see if he starts to go in. And that's Cyborg. He'll just put his head in the middle of your chest, grab the back of your hamstrings, and just drive you forward.
That's how he found himself out of the first round. That's how he got here. Did that to Elder Cruz to get his 3.
Second warning. All right, they want to get to penalties here.
No more playing around.
Judges say that's it. Tell them they're going to be penalties.
Cyborg changes levels. Nothing happening. Yuri fakes the level change. 4 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Level change again from Cyborg back to his heels there, stumbling backwards as Yuri presses forward and sends him out of bounds. Reset to the middle.
Almost caught him off balance there.
He did. And you see Cyborg starting to blade his right foot forward just a little bit more. We saw him do that in the match against Cruz. He's got to be careful with that, though, because Yuri...
He's already showed the Kani Basami
with that scissor leg.
Oh, nice level change there. Off the feint from Samos.
3.5.
Oh, tried for that little trip inside.
Don't you feel like the pace of the match is turning towards Samoas right here?
Yes.
As soon as I say that, Cyborg shoots in, but now a front head position.
He adjusted too. Oh, Cyborg backs himself out. He adjusted from double unders to front head, and Cyborg used that opportunity to back himself out of there.
Yuri stepping forward. Cyborg got a little fingernail scratch there. Samoas pours forward. Heavy with the 2 collar ties now. Weighing on the back of the head of the larger athlete.
Under 3 minutes to go.
A lot on the line here. Winner finds himself in the finals of the Absolute. Looking to stake his place. Oh, look at that. Arm drag to single attempt. Looking like JT Torres out there.
Incredible dexterity from Yuri.
Yeah, beautiful.
Right.
And a great reaction, though, from Cyborg. But again, the initiation coming from Samoas.
Trying to drag him back in with that tie clinch. Double changes again here.
Shamos just looks like the fresher athlete to me. 2 minutes to go. Looking for a foot sweep initiation. Shot from Cyborg. Turns into a front headlock for Shamos.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep those front headlocks right now. These guys are, 8 minutes into a match, nice and sweaty. You're going to have a hell of a grip. Or at least have them on their knees, you know what I mean, to hold them in. If they're on their feet and mobile, it's going to be really hard to hold that front head. Nice.
There's a nice shot.
Off balance here.
Cyborg continues to push forward, though.
Cyborg just turns that hip so that knee points down and able to just strip that out.
1.5 minutes now. Shamos seems to be really taking the lead in the spirit and the feeling of the match.
Yuri looks a little fresher too.
Absolutely.
He looks like he's got a little extra in the tank right now. You can tell it's starting to get a little laboring for Cyborg. Nice level change there.
Forces a
And
big
again, as I
reaction
say
out of
that, he's
Cyborg.
9 minutes into a match and hasn't, been taken down, hasn't been just slightly yet less than Yuri at this point.
If we don't get a score in the next 50 seconds, though, we're going to see an overtime, and they're going to have to go for 5 more. Level change from Samoas. Level change now from Cyborg. Samoas tries to make a play to the back. Cyborg extends that right arm, keeps him off of the back take. Samoas pouring forward again, heavy with the collar tie now. Foot sweep attempt, 28 seconds to go. Cyborg with another level change and another front head. This one,
I think they're just too slick, you know what I
hard
mean?
to hold, yeah.
Again, they're 9 minutes into a battle. It's just so much sweat. 15 seconds. We're going to see an OT here, BMAC. Crowd wants us to stay for a little longer. All right, 5 minutes.
They'll break for overtime and immediately right back to the action.
There's that tie clinch we've been seeing all weekend. Manipulate that head position.
Both athletes hanging heavy. Cyborg tries that foot sweep again on the outside. Yuri with the wrist control over here on his right side. You see he's taking that and forcing the wrist to the outside.
Now remember, they both have 2 warnings. Oh, there we go again. And they haven't had anything, not even calls for act, nothing, nothing since that secondary warning. But now, they're into penalties now. So unless they each take one, penalty could be critical here.
Both athletes, though, are working.
Yeah, they've
It's
been, that's what I'm saying. Since that second warning, nothing's been even said. You haven't seen the table talk and nothing. They've stayed active.
So when it's this slippery, it's just so hard to gain a meaningful grip. Even in the wrestling portion.
I mean, I got to say, Cyborg's taken at least 4 or 5 shots, and Yuri's picked up his leg at least half a dozen times.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a pretty close as far as who's got more initiations, I would say.
And this is what happens. Every time Yuri does one, Cyborg does one back.
Yeah.
Yuri does one, Cyborg makes sure he answers it right back.
It seems like Cyborg is paying the price a little more for his shots. So because of the nature of the kind of shots and initiations they're creating, Cyborg presses forward with that double, and he has to sprawl and
Get back,
maneuver
work
his way
himself
through a
back
front
up.
headlock.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas when Yuri comes forward, he's grabbing a single, and then Cyborg kind of escapes it. Yuri's not really taking punishment for his shots.
Underhook here now from Cyborg. Picks up that single.
Let's see some action.
Oh, man,
Come on.
almost.
Listen, man, this is my
We
last
almost
chance. I'm
had
trying to
some
see somebody
action.
fall down on Jay's lap.
I want one table to break. That's it.
This is a good grip.
Yeah.
Creating some movement now. He's got to get the big man stepping around, bouncing on that foot. He's starting to lose his grip.
Yeah, Cyborg forces that foot back to the ground. Final 2.5 minutes remain. Cyborg and Yuri, 2 ADCC legends. Pushing forward with that tie clinch is Yuri. Yeah, Yuri's really been pushing forward, putting on the pace. See, when Cyborg says, tries to make a motion like he's getting pushed out of bounds, you have to understand that they don't care. They want you to stop yourself from being pushed out of bounds, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I think that signifies to the judges that Yuri is, when Cyborg makes that motion, Yuri's winning,
yes. And there it is again, chin strapped over.
And shoving Cyborg around, pressing forward.
Man, chasing him, stalking him now.
He wants to make sure that these judges see that he's the more aggressive fighter of the two.
He's definitely put in the work in his over. Oh, look at this! Puts him down. Oh, he's going to score.
That's
Adds
a definite
two.
2. Absolutely 2 that time.
And put himself into the guard. Put himself into the guard so that Cyborg couldn't turtle. Like, quickly grab the hips of Cyborg. Quickly grab the hips of Cyborg so that his what do you call it? His hips were stuck in a position where he couldn't turtle.
They're going to restart. Cyborg on his butt. 2 on the board for Samoas.
Yeah.
Big play. Cyborg straight arms framing against the throat of Chamois. 2-0 with 1:20 to go.
Yeah, and again, so you were in a situation where Cyborg is going to have to score at least once to bring it to a judge's decision or get some type of 3-point move or 4-point move. Again, you can watch both matches simultaneously if you go to FloGrappling and go to Flow Zone and do the split screen where you can watch Mat 1 with Ty Rotolo and Nicholas Marigali, and the end of this match here with Yuri and Cyborg. Yuri up 2-0 with under a minute to go. Steps over. Cyborg, again, for a big guy, for 99, he inverts so easily.
One of the classic great inverting guard players, especially amongst the larger athletes that we've ever seen. Just a pioneer of that style of play.
Short time here. 20 seconds to go here. Cyborg is going to have to make something happen incredibly quick.
Cyborg really, honestly, he's just trying to fend him off at this point, try to stop from getting scored on again. Samoas is going to walk away with it. 5 seconds to go. Yuri Samoas is going to find himself in the finals of the ADCC 2022 Absolute with the victory 2-0 over Cyborg in overtime.
Yuri Samos, Kyotera Association black belt, your winner by a score of 2-0, moving on to the absolute final.
Taking on Ty Ruotolo. This is going to be phenomenal.
This is incredible. Ty Rotolo fresh off of his victory versus Felipe Pena in the corner of Ty Rotolo, his twin brother, the 77-kilogram gold medalist, Cade Rotolo. A fresh knee brace around the knee of Ty.
And the speed of Ruotolo may be a key factor here in this match with Nicholas Marigali, who is considerably heavier and lankier.
Something that Rotolo brothers both like to do, you'll notice, is in response to a collar tie, they love to shuck the arm out of the way, use their shoulder and sometimes their elbow to just get that arm off their neck. Sometimes it leads into a Russian tie. As we're seeing right here.
He really likes that 2-1 very early in this match. Nicholas with the stiff arm almost right there.
Ty Rotolo putting his hand on the mat to fake a shot. This is the semifinal. The winner will move on to the final.
What a comeback that would be for Ty Rotolo. Lost out first round yesterday to teammate Josh Hinger, and what many would call a bit of an upset. You know he's been chomping at the bit to get back on the mats out here. So far, it's been a great day. Already has a razor-thin victory over Felipe Pena.
And a victory over Pedro Mourinho in the very first round. Ty looking for a knee tap. Another thing I love about the Rotolo brothers, we've brought this up many times, Chase, is how active they are.
Yeah, they just want to brutalize their opponent, right? They want to wear them down emotionally, physically, and find those openings any way they can. Nicholas Marigali, though, I think will be very tough to break mentally. He's gone through a lot of adversity through his career. And look at that, Uchimata from Nicholas Marigali. Beautiful stuff there from the new wave athlete.
Very big takedown. Taira Ruotolo looked like he was trying to just stay up on his toes and see if he can just open his hip out of the way of that Uchimata, but Nicholas persevered all the way through, and Taira Ruotolo now back up to his feet.
Great scrambling ability from Taira Ruotolo. Does not want the weight of Marigali drowning him this early in the match.
Gotta wonder how much of a physical toll that match of Felipe Pena has taken on Taira Ruotolo. He's had some scraps this weekend.
That's every match with Taira Ruotolo. Those things are very, very quick for him. It's just the way he likes to compete. But yeah, he looks a little bit fatigued already, flagging just a bit in this match. Not much. Let's see how long he can keep up this work rate. Ruotolo, though, I think more than many athletes, rely a little bit on spontaneity and creativity. Look at that.
Oh, and Taira Ruotolo with the darts.
He's got the
darts
darts
is in. This could be trouble. Taira Ruotolo has a darts on Nicholas Marigali. It looks like it's in, Chase. The grimace is on his face.
And it's close to tapping. He really does look close to tapping. Oh, he's out.
Oh, and he's out. Oh, and the buggy.
Taira Ruotolo just does not stop. All of this, by the way, taking place before the points period. So that's when you want to risk it, like Taira Ruotolo just did, diving on that Dars.
I couldn't agree more, Chase. Taira Ruotolo hitting Nicholas Marigali with the same Uchimata that was hit on him earlier in the match. Crowd in favor of Taira Ruotolo, urging him on with their claps and cheers.
I think so much of the crowd has basically watched Taira Ruotolo grow up, right? From a child prodigy to teenage phenom to ADCC contender here. All of it just by 19 years of age.
For those of you with a keen ear, probably hear Raul Jimenez yelling for Taira Ruotolo here on the side.
Maybe even not that keen of an ear, just a ear.
Father of Roberto Jimenez definitely has a very loud voice. We're gonna see how the guard play of Ruotolo. Oh, coming up. I was about to say, Chase, we're gonna see how the guard play of Ruotolo deals with the passing of Nicholas Marigali, but up to his feet, 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in regulation. A war thus far.
Yeah, that took some guts right there. That's a lot of effort to get back to his feet. But he's still game for the challenge, 100%.
Now we're seeing Taira Ruotolo mix up the stance, switching from left side to right side. Marigali, a very difficult force to approach, though. Hands always out, always in good position in his stance. Very consistent with the collar ties. Both athletes pose a very interesting puzzle.
Yeah, somewhat contrasting styles out there right now. Marigali a little more conservative, traditional approach. As we said, Taira Ruotolo just a creative artist out there on the mats, really. Snatches a quick single leg there. Maragoli looks to reshoot, but fatigue seems to be setting in for the new wave athlete out there as well a little bit. Not quite as crisp as when he first entered the mat here.
You know, we are in the semifinals of the Absolute Division. Both men have had such a long weekend. And Maragoli having an extra fight, actually, fighting for third place against Rafael Lovato Jr. Oh, there's the body lock from Maragoli. Ruotolo trying to meet it with a throw and defending the lift.
Maragoli now chasing down the back. Can Ty scramble away?
This is a tough situation. Ty looking at scramble. Cade Ruotolo yelling in the corner for him to get up, get up.
Oh, Maragoli now in a very good spot. Ty continuing to move though, and he's out.
Oh, and what movement from Ty Ruotolo getting out of there. The score is still tied. Two minutes, 15 seconds left. Ty Ruotolo always keeping the options fresh too. Oh, now switching into a body lock of his own, shucked off. Nicholas Maragoli snatching up a single leg. An interesting development. Ty Ruotolo pulling on the head, knocked down on his back, and forced a scramble once again. Rolling to his back. You can really see Nicholas Maragoli trying to force the back of Ty Ruotolo to the ground. A little bit of an elevation, possibly looking for a leg entry. The score is still 0-0 Chase as we wind down the last 7 seconds of the match.
Ty looks like he's going to try and collect the knee bar, but he's going to run out of time before he gets there. We are going to overtime, Jake.
5 minutes for one of these athletes to punch their ticket to the absolute final. All eyes in the packed Thomas and Mack Arena are on mat 1.
And so far, Jake, this match has lived up to all expectations. A lot of action, creative looks from both athletes out there.
And you know what? Both of them had some really big moments. Ty Ruotolo with a big Darce attempt early on in the match. Nicholas Maragoli has utilized effective wrestling as well. Would not want to be a judge. Nicholas Maragoli complaining about a bit of an eye poke there. Some verbose language from Raul Jimenez. That word doesn't exist to our younger viewers.
Nicholas now really trying to chase down that single leg. Sold out on that one a little bit, put a lot of effort behind that attempt. Ty now goes up to the shot.
Attempt. Oh, he was deep on that double leg.
Nice work from Nicholas Maragoli, but that was a good look at a shot from Ty Ruotolo.
This really is an epic showdown, Chase.
The winner of this match is going to take on Yuri Samoy in our absolute bracket final here. Ty seems to have gotten maybe a second wind out there. Looking.
Well, Nicholas Marigali once again snatching up a single leg. Ty kicking his leg out of there. Oh, Marigali snatching up a single leg once again. Oh, and Ty forced down to the ground, forced a turtle again.
Trying to roll out here, but Marigali hanging on tight there. Tough to see what's going on with the hands.
Looks like the ref is going to want to reset them in the center. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left. Nicholas Marigali.
I think you can almost hear a pin drop in this place. People waiting to see what's going to happen next.
Nicholas Marigali responding to the crowd. Getting a little chippy out there, Chase. Another thing about ADCC that's really impressive is the integrity of the resets. They have a whole panel of judges making sure that they end up in the right position. Ty with a good spin, looking to potentially see if we'll get a little bit more of that dynamic Rotolo movement to end up in a good spot out of this. He's got to get out of that seatbelt first. One hook in, it looks like for the moment. And he ends up on top.
Chasing the back now, chasing the back is Ty Rotolo.
He's got a body lock, trying to get Marigali to the ground.
He's wrestling him hard. I'd like to see a reset here back in the middle with the same situation here. I'm sure Ty Rotolo would too.
A little over 2 minutes left. Oh, and it looks like Rotolo is going to get that reset.
Can he hang on though? Marigali looking to roll.
And Marigali rolling to get out of the position.
It's one of Rotolo's favorite moves as well. This is so far though, been very, very close. This will be a tough decision should we make it the next 2 minutes or so.
Looks like a little bit of blood in the nose and the nostril of Ty Rotolo. Consistently shucking and throwing by the arms of Marigali. This last little bit, Rotolo really trying to push forward, really trying to make something happen.
And it is Ty pushing Marigali now to the edges of the mat. We're gonna get another reset here. 1 minute, 3 seconds left, and Jake, I'm on the edge of my seat over here.
This has been an absolute barn burner, Chase, and such a technical battle. Both athletes pushed to their physical and mental edge. Will it be Ty Rotolo or Nicholas Marigali moving on to the absolute final?
Nice look at a foot sweep there from Ty.
Crowd trying to pump some life into Ty Rotolo here in the last 30 seconds. Ramping up the intensity in the last 20 seconds of the match is Ty Rotolo.
15 seconds now. And I think either athlete would love to finish this on a very aggressive note. Who's going to get the last attack?
Oh, and Ty Rotolo going for a shot right at the end. Marigali with a gesture to suggest he's confident in the victory. It's all in the hands of the ADCC judges, Chase.
Man, that was fun. That was great. Like the show of sportsmanship there. Hard-fought match, but left it all on the mats.
And we're about to get our answer. It will be Nicholas Marigali moving on to the final versus Yuri Simoes. All right, Chase, take us through some of the moments in this match.
Yeah, what a competitive fight. We saw some great attacks from both athletes, really. Here's this Darce from Ty Ruotolo earlier in the match. And yeah, that was very, very deep. Marigali managed to escape, though. And we did see a lot of positional control from Marigali throughout the match, but really it was just frenetic throughout. This was one of the key moments, maybe, was when Marigali had a quick look at the back, but again, Ty scrambles out. Very, very close decision there. But Nicholas Marigali will take on Yuri Simoes. You guys can tune in to Flow Zone for the rest of the event. We have 2 matches left. Yuri Simoes versus Nicholas Marigali. And then we're on to the main event of Gordon Ryan versus Andre Galvao for the ADCC Absolute Super Fight of the Ages. We'll see you guys soon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Guys, thank you so much. Have a great night.
About to go down for the absolute title and title of greatest grappler on the planet outside of the super fight contestants. Whoever wins this is the man for the next 2 years. Considered the #1 pound for pound no-gi grappler outside of the super fight contestants. We are ready to go. Take it away, Bruce Buffer.
This is the co-main event, the Absolute Finals. Fighting out of the blue corner from Austin, Texas, by way of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Making the Absolute Final in only his 10th no-gi match of his life. The #1 gi competitor in the world, representing New Wave, Nicholas Marigali. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner from San Jose, California, by way of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the 2-time ADCC World Champion, representing Team Kyotera, Yuri Simoes.
All right, here we go. Marigali versus Simoes. Simoes taking it to Marigali right away in this absolute final. Ricardo Amendolia here, joining you live with Mr. Chase Smith, Sean Williams. This is the open weight final. This is for all the marbles, all the glory, all the prestige. Who is the baddest man in the no-gi world? We're about to find out. We got 20 minutes time length. And in about 10 minutes, points will be scored, but we're using the ADCC finals rules. Sean Williams, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it behooves Yuri to come out just a little bit hard. I mean, Marigali had a massive battle, and it wasn't all that long ago. So he still could be recovering a little bit from that. But I love it.
You mentioned intensity. Well, yeah. I think we have some out there, Sean.
Yeah, we do. There's a big heavy collar tie, but it's Miragali's not going to take it. That's for sure.
Yuri is fired up. Yuri wants this. He wants revenge. He wants a rematch. He wants revenge not just on Marigali, but he wants another shot at Gordon Ryan. They fought years back. It was a super fight at the first Kasai. And Yuri, both taking different paths in their combat sports career. Yuri is since then focused a little bit on mixed martial arts, done a couple no-gi matches. But I got to hand it to him. He's looking awesome in this absolute division, going against the #1 gi fighter on the planet, Nicholas Marigali, who's made a tremendous no-gi debut here at ADCC. A guy that's only been training no-gi essentially less than a year, only had 3 matches going into ADCC, and just had an incredible performance. Was able to transition his gi skills to the no-gi game, utilizing a lot of that judo, foot sweeping action from the stand-up, on the ground, mixing it up with a whole lot of new wave jiu-jitsu a la John Danaher.
Earning a bronze medal there in the process, Ricardo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've seen him use the Uchimata really well this weekend, so that could play a little bit of a tactic here late if Yuri does take a shot.
And I think that's why Yuri is really working the head. He doesn't want to get a single. Maybe he's going to look for front headlock, guillotine. What do you think of that, Sean Williams?
Yeah,
Sound about right?
he will. I don't see Miragali really shooting underneath Yuri unless it's a standing single, because he's been good with that kind of thing pretty much throughout the weekend, just using the foot play to lower the head. Use the Uchimata very well to clear people out. And if he gets taken down here, really, his guard has looked really good this weekend as well.
Oh, Yuri with a nice single leg pickup there. Marigali opts to sit down. So that should be a -1.
Well, that's going to be questionable because he had the leg, so.
He's been awarded a negative point.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, guys.
Because just a reminder, in the finals of any division, negative points are counted for the entire duration, as opposed to the preliminary matches or opening matches or even semis. You get a negative if you pull guard throughout the entirety of the match, even when the points aren't being scored. So Marigali now down by 1 negative point, 1 penalty. And Yuri Samoes turning up the heat here, playing a strong top game, looking to pass the guard of the current openweight world jiu-jitsu champion Marigali, who's had just an amazing campaign in this ADCC. Got to remember, guys, 2-time gold medalist Yuri Samoes. Even though we haven't seen him in a little while, he knows what it takes to win here at ADCC. He lost to Marigali earlier, but he's fired up, and he's ahead so far.
And you have to wonder if that essentially guard pull from Marigali may speak to the fatigue he may be feeling after that match with Ty Ruotolo.
Yeah.
Wants to get a little more comfortable, maybe recover as much as he can until points become a factor here.
And I think opting to play guard from the bottom, using the frames, keeping distance, it's going to help him kind of get his wind back a little bit. He can stay warm from the bottom, using a leg, lasso, and just keeping Yuri at bay, as opposed to standing with Yuri and getting head swatted and having some aggressive collar ties from Yuri Samoes. Smart strategy by Marigali, but he's got to play. He's got to be careful. He's just down by 1. He's got a little penalty and 15 minutes left to go. Yuri motioning to the referee as Marigali gave him a little love tap with the foot on the face there.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a tactical error on Miragali's part, that -1. He just let himself get taken down. That would have negated that, but he initiated that guard pull. He's getting under the leg now.
We're seeing just a lot more of the leg entanglement from Marigali. You know, he's really good at lasso guard in the gi, but also pretty good X guard, and used that deep De La Riva X. And now he's modified his guard game for no gi, implementing some heel hook and, you know, leg entanglement to sort of make space and get back to his feet and try to come on top and score. But man, Yuri Samoa is just shrugging it off, defending all of Marigali's attacks so far.
Yeah, when you have a smart guard, you have smart legs in your guard, it shouldn't really take that long to get adept at leg locking games and everything like this. You're used to weaving your legs in and out of legs and arms, and it really shouldn't if you're open to the idea and you put your time in. Marigali's he's really accelerated at things quite quickly.
13 minutes, 55 seconds left in this match. If this match goes and there's no score or it's a draw in regulation, there'll be a 10-minute overtime plus an additional 10-minute overtime, but something tells me we're not going there. Marigali now on a sweep, picks up the sweep, gets to the top position of Yuri Samoes. No points awarded because we're not in the points period of the match, but I think this is exactly where Marigali wants to be, especially against Yuri Samoes. We haven't really seen Yuri Samoes play from the bottom too much this weekend, so I'm very interested to see what kind of tactics and techniques he has for Marigali.
Yeah, Yuri Samoes absolutely prefer to be on top, but I'm sure he's grateful that this is a no points period. Any space Marigali gives him, I'm sure he'll look to kick away and try and scramble back to the feet, but right now Marigali heavy on top.
Yeah, he really is. And that was, again, that beautiful little leg pummel. It was a classic sort of X guard sweep at the end there, and came up nicely, kept his legs safe. And you can see when he's posted that left leg how he's lifting the ankle and then driving the knee in. Now he's elected to pass over the leg.
Marigali in his first ADCC ever and made it to the finals of the openweight division. Just an incredible run this year. Had an amazing match with Tai Ruotolo about 10 minutes ago, 10-15 minutes ago.
See the pressure Marigali's putting of just constantly, now he's switching knees, but it's his knee through the middle, then stack, then cut back, then knee through the middle. It's a lot of pressure here.
12 minutes, 10 seconds left in this matchup. Yuri sucking up a leg there. Yuri Samoes being coached by Kai Otera and Mason Fowler. Kai Otera, a genius of jiu-jitsu. Mason Fowler, one of the top American competitors right now, and Mr. John Danaher in the coach in the corner of Nicholas Marigali. And Marigali's passing was looking sharp. His step over. It's putting tons of pressure on Yuri Samoes.
Yeah, I like how he's getting that angle and then coming back to knee cut. Now it's on the other side. He'll step out that right leg or cut back to the knee.
It's so frustrating to have somebody multi-directional passing, stepping in and out, putting pressure with the knee on top, around, upside down. Marigali's all over with this.
And he's only increasing his work rate, it seems like. And now we're getting chest to chest a little bit here. This is the key moment right now.
Yeah, that's an exhausting battle for Yuri, just to keep shoving him away. Marigali is not a small human.
Yuri's got an underhook on the right side. Can't tell where his, he's in half guard with an underhook. He was able to make space with the left hand on the hip. But Marigali just standing up, now smashing. There it is, almost gets to the back there.
Nice job of Marigali keeping that from turning into a scramble. Yuri nearly got a little bit of space there. And we're rapidly approaching the points period here, positive points. Marigali, I think, is in a pretty good spot.
He is. He's got to worry about that leg a little bit. So he's got to get a really good cross face or pummel this left arm as an underhook to get rid of that. And you could go for darts, but you can get off balanced in that situation. But he's looking to get an underhook of that arm, break the grip, and now he should start to sprawl the left leg back just a bit.
All right. Points are on. Both men
and
back
on
to their
cue.
feet. Literally at the second I said that. Now, if you would have asked a year ago who would have the advantage here, I think 95% of the jiu-jitsu population would have said Yuri with his wrestling, but not anymore. Maragali's got some good stand-up no-gi. He's got some nice uchimatas he's been displaying. He knows how to work the singles. He knows how to defend. And it's anyone's match here in the stand-up. Yuri's definitely got more experience training no-gi, competing in no-gi with those 2 gold medals in ADCC. But man, you know, when you're good at jiu-jitsu, you're good at jiu-jitsu, and you can implement strategies, tactics, and techniques that works both gi and no-gi. And Maragali is simply the best right now. Oh. A little bit of a warning there from the referee. Nice pickup there by Yuri Samoes. Those cameramen better watch out. They're going to have Maragali right in their face.
Good balance on defense by Maragali, just to hold that wrist, buy his time, and then get his foot to the floor.
Nice little arm drag. Inside trip attempt there by Yuri Samoes. I feel as though as the fight progresses, the more confident Yuri is getting. And the fact that he's able to get those signals, even though he's not finishing, it's like he's getting through the first line of defense. The fact that he can even pick that up is a good sign. It's a confidence booster for Yuri. And the more the fight progresses, I think he's going to continue to do that and eventually get Maragali down, unless Maragali utilizes one of those slick uchimatas that we saw him do time and time again this weekend.
Yeah, Yuri really controlling the tempo here. Maragali needs to find a way to off-balance Yuri a little bit, but right now, it's all Yuri pushing this momentum here.
Yeah. And remember, guys, decisions based on who initiated the most, who initiated first. And, you know, Yuri's been coming forward this entire time. 7 minutes, 52 seconds left in regulation. Little hop over there by referee Yarno, trying to not trip over Maragali's long legs. Maragali's still got that negative, that penalty there. Kai Otera yelling at the referee, saying he keeps walking back, keeps walking back. Maragali's got to be careful not to get penalized here. Maragali now in on a single leg attempt there, or posturing for it. I'm just blown away at how impressive Maragali has been for a guy that's essentially been doing gi his entire career, especially at black belt, known for having one of the best guards in the game, in the gi game of jiu-jitsu, and he was just able to transition so well into no-gi. And I think the sky's the limit for Nicholas Maragali when it comes to submission grappling. Win, lose, or draw, all eyes on Maragali from here on.
All true, but he may be running into the experience factor here if Yuri Samoes, as you've referenced, a 2-time ADCC champ, knows how to control the clock, work with these rules. And Maragali is taking a lot of steps backwards. That is a dangerous thing to do, especially with one negative point already being assigned.
Professor Guy Mendez told me once, it's the greatest competitors are not just the ones that can go out there and win, but the ones that know how to win, what the clock is saying, how much time, have the right tactics. There's so much more involved than just having the greatest submission technique.
And here we see Nicholas, I wouldn't necessarily desperate, just recognizing that the wrestling was not going to go his way. He has to go to his A game, which may just be looking for a submission here from the bottom.
Yeah, and
it costed him. He's down by 2.
Yeah, but I don't disagree. I like this that he just sat down, because it gives him time. Look, you got to remember, if this whole thing was scoring, he's the only guy that scored so far, and he scored from his guard. He swept Yuri early on, and I think if he's gonna do it, he's got to give himself enough time to do that. So,
yeah, too many athletes wait to pull the ripcord till the very end.
That's right.
Nicholas has enough time to make something happen here, but now Yuri is also on top where he would prefer to be.
You guys are watching at home. You can hear the crowd. We got the traditional ADCC wave going here in Vegas. I don't know who started it, but I'm guessing it was Braulio.
It's going well now.
And here we see Yuri a little bit hesitant to engage too close with Nicholas Marigali's guard. That is a problem.
Yeah, that's right. It can definitely stack against him here. If Marigali starts trying to get underneath him and Yuri keeps sprawling backwards, we saw, was it Hulk get -8? Is that?
Kynan
did.
Kynan, yes. It's been a long day. So,
all right, guys. We're 4 minutes and 12 seconds away from crowning the 2022 Absolute Champion. And right now, it's looking like Yuri Simoes could be that man.
And Yuri was just warned for passivity there.
So the next one is going to be negative. Because that's his second warning. And the way these refs are operating, 350 is plenty of time to get 2 penalties.
Or if you're like Kynan, rack up quite a bit, right?
Yes.
But I don't see that happening. I think Yuri knows the pressure's on. He's got Kai Otera telling him what to do here. But man, Marigali, it would not shock me if Marigali comes out with a last-minute sweep. Or man, if Yuri can continue to dominate from the top here. This is anyone's match right now.
Yes.
Guys, I just realized we're about 10 minutes away from watching Andre Galvao and Gordon Ryan. How crazy is that? It's finally happening.
This place is gonna just blow the lid, man. It's gonna be insane in here.
We're gonna blow the roof off this place here in about 10 minutes. Jay Smith. The We Will Rock You stomp has begun.
The crowd has learned they could organize. It's a good thing we're not going to be here too much longer.
Oh. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. There's a lot of sweat there. And Yuri just kind of slid off Marigali with a knee slice attempt there. Now with the little ankle lock, a little bite of his own.
Yeah, the slipperiness is definitely a factor now. If Marigali is able to create some sort of sweeping opportunity, boy, is it got tight. He's got the ankle, threading the leg through. Let's see if he can get into like some sort of classic X. Nope, just slides right out.
One minute and 45 seconds left in this open weight finals match here at the 2022 ADCC World Championship. Ricardo Amidoli here calling the action with my good buddy Chase Smith and the mastermind Sean Williams, master of the Williams guard. Sean, this is our third ADCC together. Chase, we've been working ADCCs for a long time as well. What a pleasure it is to call the action with you two gentlemen.
It's great to be in the booth, and the door is closing here on Nicholas Marigali. He's got a minute and 10 seconds left. Yuri Simoes may become a 3-time ADCC champ and punch his ticket to the 2024 World Championships.
And making him 3-time, 3-division champion, right?
Yeah, it's looking that way at the moment.
53 seconds left on the clock. Simoes is less than a minute away from becoming the champion and earning his rematch against Gordon Ryan.
Potential rematch.
Or Andre Galvão, yes, who he's never faced ever in his career, which would be really something. Yuri Samoes versus the winner of the super fight. We'll find out who that is, and we'll see that in 2 years.
Wow.
And in 8 seconds, we are gonna have a new openweight champion, and that is it. Yuri Samoes is your 2022 ADCC openweight world champion and has defeated Nicholas Marigali in the finals here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Thomas & Mack Arena. What an amazing job by both competitors. Great campaign. Yuri Samoes returns and gets the gold medal, making him a 3-division champion at ADCC.
Yuri Samoes!
Congratulations, Yuri Samoes. Team Kayotera in the house.